For a Silver League, which is a new addition to the ALR family. Of course, we've been racing on Sundays, haven't we, for the past 2 seasons now, and we got underway with season 3 last night. Tonight we are embarking on a new adventure, and it is Silver, and this is our second league, and it's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? We've got 20 new additions to ALR, which is going to be fantastic, isn't it? And let's just go through the runners and riders, shall we, for this season. And in the Mercedes, then we have F1 2019 and Van Dorn, of course, 2 completely new drivers to the ALR family. And of course, in the Ferrari team, we have FIFA Beefy and Razor. Those 2 again completely new faces here. So of course, they all start from 0, not in terms of stats, but also in terms of points as well. Up next is the Red Bull team, and in the Red Bull team, we have a superb driver who's looking very strong. We did a test run last week, and my goodness me, Glock is absolutely fantastic. And we won't be saying is that Glock a lot this season, and and of course we've got a reserve in for Red Bull this season, and that is that's Lesnar 50, and I hope I pronounced that right. If not, I apologise. Next up in the runners and riders, we have X Gamer. Of course, X Gamer, you may recognise the name, as he was a part of the ALR season 2, and also he raced last night as well, didn't he? So a Gamer, a familiar face for all you regular viewers. And Rocket Tony as well. He's had 1 or 2 races in ALR season 2 last season. And he is also going to be racing for the Renault this season. Up next is the beautiful black and gold Haas, and in that black and gold Haas we have Faxland. Of course, he made a one-off appearance back in Monaco of last season, didn't he? He did a very good job, actually. And alongside him is Paint as well in the Haas. Very good team indeed. Up next is the McLaren team, and in the McLaren team, you may recognise this name. It's Hunter. Hunter, a 2-time, he won the first ever ALR race, didn't he? Way back in season 1 in Australia. He's had 2 pole positions as well in the ALR season. Well, I think it was season 1, wasn't it? And he is now returning with the McLaren team. We also have V Todd as well. Will be partnering Hunter. That's a very strong team, isn't it? Next is the Pink Panthers, and this is I was going to say Force India. It's Racing Point, and in it McVicious, again another ALR veteran who's making a return after a couple of seasons out. Of course, McVicious did race in, I think, 10 odd races, didn't he, for ALR? So a very seasoned veteran, isn't he? And of course, YBR is also I think he drove in practice last year, and he was last week, and he was a very solid driver in his own right. Looking good stuff indeed, isn't it? Up next then we have the Alfa Romeo. In the Alfa Romeo we have 2 more drivers that you may recognise, as Dog and Double, and of course them 2 are very good friends as well, so that you're going to see a lot of team tactics being played in the Alfa Romeo team. As Dog, a very accomplished driver as well. He has a couple of fastest laps under his belt as well for the Alfa Romeo, and a Double, Mr. Consistent, isn't he? Up next then is the Toro Rosso team, and in the Toro Rosso team we have Maxi, who was in and out of the season last season. Of course, his best race was in Canada, wasn't it? In the wet, did a very good job then. And alongside him is a newcomer, Kingsholm as well. Kingsholm, not the rugby stadium, but he's a driver. So let's see how well he does. And last but no means least is the Rocket Williams team, and in the Rocket Williams we have Ghost. And I don't think we have a second. We don't have a second driver for the Williams team just yet. Well, I think we do, but I don't think they confirmed for tonight. So so Ghost will hopefully be have a teammate alongside him. I think he will. But those are the runners and riders then for this Silver League, as it's a dawning of a new era here in ALR. So I've got to say, it's looking very tasty indeed. Also looking tasty as well, as you guys in the comments right on it already. Brilliant. As I'm just now going to jump into the session, and we'll just quickly have a look at the track preview, shall we? Last night we had a cracker, didn't we? It was Granty Boy, who is the defending champion, and he got off to an absolutely incredible start, didn't he? 18 laps on those soft compound tires. It's unheard of. So he is definitely twinkle toes, isn't he? He got those soft tires for 18 laps around here. That's just incredible stuff, isn't it? Of course, Rosberg might have done a similar feat back in 2014 when he did a whole race on on a I think it was the hard compound tire back then, wasn't it? I think he did 52 odd laps around there. So, but I think I got to say, Granty's achievement is pretty superb. And you can see we've got the Russian track layout just in front of us right now. 18 turns around Sochi, 3.6 miles long, and to be honest, this track has not usually been one of the best ones in terms of in terms of what's in terms of racing in the real world of Formula 1. But in league racing, it's absolutely fantastic track, isn't it? 5 minutes before we go green in qualifying. So that gives me more than enough time to natter on for you guys. Just taking a look at the comments, then we got Adrian Godfrey going, hi guys. We got Matt, of course. Matt who drove last night. I think he had a very strong race. Matt did, of course. He didn't race in season 2, did he? But he returned with a vengeance, didn't he, last night? Very impressive. A very impressive return from Matt. Very good stuff indeed. Gamer also had a strong race. Unfortunately, I think he came together, didn't he? And with another driver, which did cost him, unfortunately did cost him some good heap of points for the Red Bull team. But I think this is going to be his bread and butter this season, isn't it? In the Silver League. So I think it was just kind of finding his feet, ready for tonight's action. Nigel, ALR season 1 driver, of course, clinched it off Hunter, didn't he, back in the season 1, and of course he's got Hunter with a bit of fire next to him as well. Kyle, of course, aka Hunter, saying he's back. He is back indeed, and it's great to see Hunter back in the ALR family. Great stuff indeed. And is also we got so Nigel there. Nigel and Hunter get on quite well, don't they? Got a bit of nattering going on in the comments there. Excellent stuff. We got Glock. Is that Glock? It is Glock. Evening all. And we've also and yeah, so it's looking good indeed. Echo there, good luck to Silver. Of course, Echo had a cracking race last night, didn't he? Getting his second podium in only 4 races, so he's got a 50% strike rate, hasn't he, in ALR? He's a cracking little driver, isn't he? And we've also got Granty, who was saying good luck to Silver as well, and Twang. Of course, we've got a couple of favourites, in the comments, and also we've also got Stoffel Van Dorn, who is also in the comments as well. We do have we have Van Dorn and Glock here, so yeah, that's some household names, isn't it? And as we are now right into it now. And we are almost ready to get going in. I've got to say, so this is complete. This is going to be incredible stuff. Remember, the rules are that if you finish in the top 3 of the championship, you will get promoted to Sunday night. So, of course, you'll get promoted to gold. And, of course, the bottom 3 of gold will get relegated to Mondays. So there's a lot of pressure going on here, isn't it? It's a bit like the football league. So you can't rest on your laurels, can you? We've also got we haven't got the official Formula 1 calendar this season either. We've got a bit of a jumbled up calendar. We start off in Russia. A lot of drivers are probably happy to get Russia out of the way. As I've got to say, it's probably not one of the most favourite tracks in the world, is it? But it does produce some incredible racing, doesn't it? Then we go to China. We go to Land of the Rising Sun. No, that's Japan, isn't it? We go to China, who's next for round 2, and then we go to everyone's favourite, Monaco. That's going to be a crack of a race, isn't it? Before we go to the first European race of the season, which is in Belgium. It used to be in Imola, didn't it? Way back when. It's now in Belgium. And then we go to the home of motorsport of Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. And we just got Granty saying watch Glock fly, and he's saying he might relegate himself. Well, after last night's performance, I've got to say that he's formidable, isn't he? Granty has absolutely kicked off his top of the fence in dramatic fashion. Incredible stuff. Glock also say I'm coming for you, and oh gosh, so yeah, we're getting a bit feisty in the old comments. I love it. So as yep, we are almost ready to go. As let me quickly share this on the old Facebook, because you know it's all about we got 90 subscribers. Excellent stuff. We're 10 away from the big 100. That's what I like to see. Only problem is that I've got to be more professional now, don't I? And that's never a good sign. So we're almost ready to get cracking then as well. I'm really looking forward to this, because we got some completely new drivers, haven't we, that we've never seen in action before as well. We've got a mix of old and new, haven't we? We got it's great to see McVicious back. I got to say he's one of the fan favourites, isn't he? McVicious was when he first started. He was He started off in the first ever race in ALR, which used to be known as HR racing. Mo Fishers did. Had a good old scrap there as well. Of course, great to see Hunter back in as well. The first ever ALR winner in Australia. Cracking race that was. Of course, he won that race because of the lack of penalties that he picked up. He was very much Mr. Clean that day. And of course, last night we seen that the lack of penalties really did help. Likes of Eka really jump out the field, and Mr. Elite as well. Mr. Elite just outside the podium in the end, wasn't it? As we also, I think someone had no penalties at all, didn't they? I can't remember who it was now. It was 24 hours ago. I've got to say, a lot has happened since then. And you can see them, we're getting into the race then, and lovely. Look at the surroundings here in Sochi. The Olympic, I think it's the Winter Olympics, isn't it? Back in 2014 as well. That's almost 6 years ago now as well. And this track does resemble Valencia, which I've got to say, not the best racetrack in the world, is it? By any stretch of the imagination. And if you had to choose between Valencia and Russia, I'd probably go Valencia. I don't really like this track at all, to be honest. There's so many runoff areas. Look at that. There's a good example there. Turn 2 and turn 3. You can see it's a car park there. You can park basically, it could be a car park for the for a download music festival, couldn't it? That's how big it is. I think the trademark around here, of course, is turn 3 and possibly the run from the start finish straight down to turn 2. That's the trademark of this race. Apart from that, not really much else to write home about this track, but that's where the drivers have got to make up for the entertainment, haven't they? And you just have a look at the list out there. Of course, we've got Serious Mushroom, so things are about to get serious now, aren't they? With Serious Mushroom there, really looks to see what he can do as well. And we've also got oh gosh, you know how bad I am with names. We got Drofar, I think that's his name. I think Knowles is probably going to just shaking his head in disappointment there, because I think that was an appalling attempt at saying his name. Yeah, so we've got 2 new drivers there, and of course Kingdom as well, who was drafted in very late on as well. It's great to see all you. It's great to see all these guys racing here tonight, and it's great to see all you guys in the comments there. You're really keeping me on my toes tonight. I was just taking a quick look down there. We've got also Nicola saying, look forward to this race. Granty, the season 2 champion, there saying, try and prove yourself. Trust me, it's the pressure in the Renault. And of course, then we've also got Glock as well, dry qualifying and race, and we've also got Broke Gorilla saying go Gunnar, and Evening Sean. Oh yes, Gunnar's in here as well. I can't believe I missed Gunnar. Of course, he's everyone's favourite Irishman, isn't he? Gunnar is, and it's great to have Gunnar in action here tonight. He didn't have a very good race last night, did he? So hopefully Gunnar's going to make up for it. We're on board with F1 2019. He's not only a game, he's also a person as well. And just in front of us is YBR 2017. I've got to say, I feel a bit old here, don't I? They're all in the latter halves of the 2010s here. As you can see them, we're just taking a look around this beautiful. Well, it's a beautiful scenery around here, isn't it? Just off the Black Sea. Basically this is on sea level. So we're not exactly high in the clouds like we are in Mexico and Brazil. But of course, I think the only other track that's below sea level is Baku in Azerbaijan. That's my random one per list for tonight. I don't think I'll be saying any more random stats, because I don't really know much about Russia. Well, I think Russia's like the biggest country in the world. It was F1 2019 there, getting very close to the wall, getting very cozy, isn't it? As you can see, he's just now backing off and he's trying to get himself some spaces. YBR is going to be the first man to attack this track, then the first man to set a time here in the Silver League. And of course, remember, it is all go, as there is relegation and promotion now, isn't there? It's of course a bit like the Football League, as I said earlier on. It makes it really fantastic, doesn't it? And here we go then, YBR then, we're on board with him then. DRS, there's 2 DRS zones around here, one on the between turn 1 and 2, and there's also one down the back straight between 12 and 13. It's not really much of a back straight though, is it? Got your flag fluttering in the wind there at the moment in sector 3. And you can see it now coming into turn 3. This turn 3 is a monster return, isn't it? You can have so many lines around here. It's really interesting, isn't it? Now coming into turn 4, then dropping down into a 4th gear, and you can see Glock getting right out of the way. Then we've got 18 cars on here, so we're aiming to line up 16th to 18th here. As this is a qualifying one, as we're expecting to drop. We're expecting to drop 3 drivers here as well. You can see, look at how busy this track is here as we're on board with YBR. Got to say, YBR is a very solid performer in his own right, isn't he? He did very well in the practice session. It's great, isn't it? Because we don't know what the form is as well. There's a lot of chatter though about Glock and how quick he is. Of course, so and I got to say, in the practice sessions last Monday, he was fantastic, wasn't he? Glock was, got to say, he's a bit of an eye-opener there. YBR there, locking up the inside tyre there. Shouldn't have done too much time, might have scrubbed a bit of speed off the racing point, but he's carrying on. There's a bit of a banker lap. You can see a bit of an off camber there from the curve there. Now into the final part of the lap. The final part of the lap is kind of more of 90 degrees left, 90 degrees right, really, isn't it? It's more of an American street circuit. Here comes YBR, comes through the final turn now then, and what does he do? He goes fast at the moment in the racing point. Good time indeed, but F1 2019 on a 32.1 at the moment, so he's almost a second in front. FIFA Beefy a 1:33.8 then in the Ferrari, and he goes a third fast at the moment. We got Todd out on track at the moment. Goodness me, guys, 41 comments already. You're really on form tonight, aren't you? As I try and get my teeth back in, Asdog there coming down the back straight, and of course it's great to see Asdog back in ALR. It's really good to see Asdog back in ALR. Of course, then Asdog was was one of the ever-present drivers in season 1. Of course, and he made one appearance in season 2 in Australia, but before he had to bow out, unfortunately. But it's great to see Asdog back in here. On board of Van Dorn, Stoffel Van Dorn, who is in the Mercedes, and of course he's also in the Mercedes in Formula E as well. Am I allowed to say that? Probably not, because Formula E is, of course, the not exactly the purest of motorsport, is it? Well, it's still motorsport anyway, isn't it? On board Glock then, of course, this is the man that people are chatting about. He is the man who is might be the man to beat there in the Silver League there. But well, got to say, well, firstly, to finish, to be first you must finish. As again, I'll try and spit my words out. Then it's Monday, isn't it? It's not really the best day of the week for me. As yeah, I struggle to function on any day of the week, but Monday, it's really up in the really up in the ante here, isn't it? Here, what is Glock going to do as he comes through turn 16 now then, as you can see there's a short straight then, and into 17 now then. Taking a lot of curve there, Glock. That is absolutely inch perfect as well. Hunter goes for second fastest one, but Glock goes fast on a 31.4. That is incredible time to start us off then. And Glock there already showing his really showing them some pace there. King's Home goes at its full fastest moment in the Toro Rosso on a 33.1. Remember, King's Home hasn't probably practiced much for this race, so as ALR is one of only a few leagues that does a random calendar now, so they're going to be out of sync, aren't they? Because a lot of leagues that are in Australia, whilst we're in Russia, and a lot of people probably haven't been practicing on time trial as much, as so they won't be as ingrained as much, will they? Here comes Asdog then, and let's see what's he doing then, as he's coming into the final. And the final part of that now, yellow flag in sector 1. He goes to turn 18 now then. Let's see what he can do. The pole position, or the fastest time has got at the moment. He is 8th fastest moment Asdog is. I think Asdog can go a lot quicker than that. I reckon that's just a bit of a banker going on. Here comes Double Cream Cat. It's great to see Double back in action as well. Of course, Double I wasn't feeling well towards the end of last year, so it's great to have Double in the field as well. Of course, this man has been in league racing ever since I can remember, to be honest, hasn't he? He's been ever present, and he is Mr. Consistent. He is a absolute. If you want a strong driver that's going to score points, then Double is your man. Really, I think Gunn Steiner should have really asked Double to race in his car instead of Roman Grosjean, because he would have picked up a lot more points than the Frenchman. But here comes Double then, coming through the final couple of corners now then. We still got a lot of drivers who haven't set times yet, and we're 10 minutes in. Well, we've got 10 minutes to go in this session, 8 minutes left. And again, then he's coming into turn 17 now there as well. There's a wayward Toro Rosso in the background there, getting very friendly there with the outside of the track there. Double getting very friendly there with the apex there, and he has done a 35.8 then in the Alfa Romeo then. So that's a good time. That's a good way to start off. Faxland, Rocker Tony there is out there. We got Van Dorn, who is just on and out at the moment. We got Gamer, of course. Gamer is also ever present as well. So we're going to go on board with Drofta. I think that's how you say it. He's in the second Taurus now. Let's go on board then with the man then. Let's see what he's doing. His teammate is up into fourth position as it stands at the moment. We've also got I've missed a couple of comments here. Glock's, what was pole yesterday? What was pole yesterday? I think, I think he's very close to the pole position yesterday. I can't remember what pole position was yesterday. Hopefully someone might be able to bail me out here. Of course, but I think that the pace was red hot yesterday because we broke the lap record that was set from ALR, which was set from Fisher, wasn't it, the season before? And so it was a red hot pace yesterday. But I gotta say, Glock is very much already in the ballpark, isn't he, of the of breaking that pole position time from yesterday. Remember, this is the first time ever that ALR Silver is racing, so the record books have been are basically clean. It's a clean slate then, and I gotta say, Glock might be the man. I think he's gonna be Michael Schumacher-esque, isn't he? And we're gonna see the stats of out of every race, and it'd be Glock who'd be topping it because Schumacher was very much ever present in a lot of the lap records, wasn't he? Of course, especially around the 2004 era when the cars was absolutely incredible to drive, weren't they? Well, we've got 8 minutes left in this session. There's still a lot of drivers who aren't set times yet in this qualifying session. Again, then here comes Droffa, who he comes into the pits then. So Droffa is in the pits then. He must have abandoned his time then. Razor is just coming. He's just come around to start his lap. We got Gamer then as he's come through the final couple of corners. Well, of course, Gamer made it through the Q3 yesterday, didn't he? Here coming across the line now. Razor is up to 6th, and Gamer follows him closely in 7th position. And this is getting very, very tasty indeed, isn't it? As we've just seen Van Dorm, who is just jumped up into 9th position then. Rocket Tony is out on track line. We've got Serious Mushroom as well. Let's go. Oh, lovely over the show shot of a Gooner here. Here is the favourite Irishman and his lovely, beautiful green helmet. It's a trademark now, the Irishman. He is driving in the Williams tonight. Let's see what he can do then. Is he going around the circuit like a rocket? Well, find out now who he's getting a lot of curve there, isn't he? Final corner now, and Gooner goes into 12th position at the moment, just in front of McVicious. And in between, well, he's in the Asdog and McVicious sandwich at the moment, isn't he? In the 12th position. What about Faxland? Faxland in the Haas, and of course, remember Faxland, for you long-time ALR fans, did drive in Monaco, didn't he? Rocket Tony is in 12th position. What about Faxland? As we are now getting into the and look at Faxland throwing himself right in the 4th position there in the Haas, and cracking time indeed for Faxland, and he just flies through the screen there. Beautiful stuff indeed then. So at the moment we have double Serious Mushroom and Droffa, who is I hope I'm saying his name right. I can feel the I can feel the pressure now. Well, let's go on board Serious Mushroom then, as he is in the Williams. His teammate Gooner is just set at 34.9 there. 34.4 there. You guys make me nervous. I've got a new audience, and you can see then, look at this, and you don't brake until the second corner then, and Serious Mushroom now, I think there's a lot more time that you can gain out of turn 2 there. Gotta say, and look at them, I'm loving the helmet of Serious Mushroom, lovely stuff indeed. And as he's dropping now into turn 4, and he drops down to 4th gear, then tickles the throttle, then stamps on the throttle, then now into turn 5, then you can see again, it's a lot of 90 degrees, isn't it, really? It's not the most entertaining track in the world, is it? But I got to say, I think this is an absolutely perfect venue to start a season, because I got to say, last night was incredible, wasn't it? We had 12 finishers last night. Yeah, we had 12 finishes last night, and Granty 18 laps on those soft tyres was absolutely heroic, wasn't it? Serious Mushroom is in Granty's car for tonight, driving the Williams, and we've got a yellow flag in the sector 2 and sector 3. I'm hoping it's just someone getting on the way, and it is on the back straight. It is YBR in the racing point now. Serious Mushroom dropping down into 3rd gear, 2nd gear, before powering on up into 3rd gear then, and now this is then the final part of the lap then. So we've got 4 corners from home then. Serious Mushroom, as you can see, that's very off camber. That's a very frustrating turn, isn't it? And then there's a short straight in between 16 and 17, and dropping down into 3rd gear. Oh, did he cut the corner there? He was very, very close then, but Serious Mushroom comes out the final turn. He didn't cut the corner. He's in 12th position, and a good time there for Serious Mushroom. 5 minutes to go, everyone. So 5 minutes to go, and at the moment, McVicious double, and the Droffa is in the drop zone as well. I got to say, when we had the running the list of who's going to be driving here tonight, I got to say, I knew I was going to struggle with this name. You got to keep it simple for me, guys, you know, because I haven't got the brain capacity to think and talk at the same time. Glock at the moment there is just out in a league of one, isn't he? He is almost, well, he's 6/10 of a second in front of F1 2019. That's a mammoth, absolutely mammoth gap at the moment. Glock is showing some calibre there in the Red Bull. F1 2019 in 2nd. King's Home is in 3rd position. We got Evil Hunter in 4th. It's great to see his name back on the board, isn't it? It feels yeah, getting a bit, you know, a bit of history there, isn't it? Faxan in 5th position, YBR in 6th position. We've got Beefy in 7th position, Razor in 8th position. Both Ferraris are 7th and 8th. Good stuff. Gamer in 9th position. Todd is 10th. Then we've got Van Dorn, Serious Mushroom, Azdog, Rockatoni, Gooner, McVicious, Double, and last but no means is this man here. We're on board of him now then, as he coming through the final sector now then, and there's Williams in the background there. I think that Williams is on a well, he's on an in lap. No, he might be on an out lap actually. He might get a slipstream off the Toro Rosso driver. Here he comes through the final turn now then. Let's see what he does. He goes in and oh, it's a 36 there from Droffler there, and so that's not a good time at all, is it? Well, he's going to have to go again then, isn't he? So he will be going again. So Serious Mushroom as well. Unfortunately for Serious Mushroom, he's hasn't activated his DRS, so he's going to have to do a lot of harvesting now, isn't he? We have got 3 minutes to go, everyone. This is only Q1. We are only lining up 16th, 17th, and 18th. The guys in the it's going to be feeling the heat at the moment. It's Double, McVicious, and Gooner, who is all feeling a bit. Who's going to be feeling the heat, isn't they? Rockatoni is back out on track at the moment. Azdog is still chilling in the pits at the moment. Yellow flag in 1. I think it is. I think it's Serious Mushroom now, just taking a breather, and he's retired from the session now. I think he's retired on track, and he's not damaged the car, which is good for us, because that means he'll be in Q2. Remember, if you damage the car and you can't get back to the pits under your own steam and your own legs, then that's it, you're done. And it's not like the good old days when you get a T car and you can just I think Irvine did it in Japan, the final showdown of the season in Japan in '99, where he crashed his car quite heavily. I think it was in the hairpin, which is a very unusual place to crash, wasn't it? I think Fiat has also crashed there as well, or just before the hairpin. And of course he ran back to the pit lane to get in the spare car, and I think he got up to third in it. I think he was 5th at that time. Remember, that was the championship decided between himself and Hakkinen. Of course Hakkinen did prevail, didn't he, to become a 2-time champion in '99. But I don't think O'Droffler even cares about that. He's in 9th position at the moment, and that should see him safely through then. So we've got 2 minutes to go then. Who is feeling the heat at the moment? Well, Rockatoni might be. He is down in 15th. He is really on the cusp. He's 2/10 of a second in front of Gooner. Gooner is out on track at the moment. We've got McVicious there, who is also starting us up in the Pink Panther. I think Azdog is feeling quite safe in a 14th position there. He is at 2/10 of a second in front of Rockatoni. Rockatoni is also 2/10 of a second in front of Gooner as well. Gooner is in the drop zone. McVicious and Double is not coming back out, and so Double unfortunately is sealed his position, who is last on the grid then. Double is, but remember, Double is much more impressive in the races, isn't he? He is definitely, his racecraft is second to none. Here's Rockatoni, the Irishman then, in the Renault, and let's see, as he's coming down the back straight now then. We're waiting for the DRS. Where is it? There it is. He's on it straight away, and this is anything but a back straight though, isn't it? As you can see, you're just threading yourself through the barriers here, aren't they? Just 1 minute to go. You have to have started your, well, as long as you start your lap before the checker flag drops, it is fine. But this is Rockatoni's last attempt. Gooner and McVicious there are also out on track as well. So this is going to be very interesting. Well, Azdog might be feeding the pinch here, mightn't he? Because oh, and Rockatoni there, almost in the wall there. He just gave a love kiss there from Rockatoni. Nothing too dramatic there, as he is on his way. And Rockatoni goes into 7th fastest. Azdog is right on the pressure now. It's right on the cusp there. Gooner is a second down, so he's had a problem in the first sector. McVicious is 3 seconds down, but I think McVicious is now going to go for it as well. Let's go on board with Dave, shall we? Look at that car is really struggling to turn there, isn't it, McVicious? I wonder if he's damaged the front wing there. So I think that McVicious already has compromised his start to his lap. But let's stay with McVicious, shall we? And he is coming down in the back straight then. And where is he going to break then? Let's go on board with it. Where's the break up? Just before the 50-meter board. Oh, but it's gone wide. He has gone wide. Is that going to compromise him? Well, let's see. He's still on it. He's still on for it. Gooner is out of qualifying, unfortunately. And that's a shame now for Gooner. He is going to start 16th on the grid. Well, he might start 17th. Oh, McVicious is giving it all, isn't he? Of course, McVicious has had a couple of months off, couple of months out there. So, yeah, I think he's just going to find his feet this race is. So, he's just going to see where the car is and how it performs to his liking. McVicious, and you see then going a bit wide there. And again, it's a bit of a scrappy lap here from McVicious. But I think he's just trying to find his feet, isn't he? As he looks like as V Todd has retired from the session. He is in at 12th position at the moment. And that is it. The checker flag has dropped, And I think Faxland has just moved up into 4th position at the moment in the Haas. So he's just displaced Hunter, who has dropped down to 5th. McVicious has called it a day as well. So McVicious will be 17th then. 16th is Gunnar. 18th is Double. Those are the 3 cars that have bit the dust, so to speak, in the first part of qualifying. We ain't going to see those guys then until the race, which is coming up. Well, it's coming up in about 45 minutes time, I believe. And we'll yeah, sorry, I got distracted there. There's all sorts of notifications up there, and I was like, uh-oh, am I in trouble? I think I might be. Anyway, Rocket Tony is in the pits then, so Rocket Tony is safely through. He did cut it fine there, the Irishman did, but he is through, he is safe, and he is in Q2, as we are now just waiting for Q2 to begin. Gotta say, Glock is looking absolutely, it's absolutely incredible there. League of One Glock is, of course, there was a lot of rumblings going on, wasn't there? The Glock was definitely a mighty fine driver. He is more than a mighty fine driver, isn't he? He's impressive. Glock is 1:31.4 right off the bat indeed then from Glock, and he is very impressive. So look at that, 7/10 of a second separates himself and second place F1 2019. But we'll come back to that a bit later on, because the story of qualifying so far is we have lost Double, who is out qualifying in the Alfa Romeo. McVicious making a return after 4 months out, and of course Gunnar as well. Of course, those 3 drivers were part of the ALR's history when they was driving in the top division, but unfortunately they are out of qualifying at the moment, and they'll be spectators then for the remainder of the qualifying session, but they won't be in the race then. Asdog making it through by the skin of his teeth for 3/10 of a second in the end from himself and Gunnar, and Asdog will be into Q2 then. Qualifying 2 then. For anyone that's new watching this race tonight, let's just quickly go through the rules, shall we? Qualifying 2 then. This is where the strategy comes into play now, and where the drivers have got to start about putting their thinking caps on, don't they? And what tires they're going to start on. Of course, you've got soft, medium, and hard around here. So, and I must say, I think Granty's really changed the ball game, hasn't he? To be fair, because I don't think the soft tires would last any more than 10 laps. Well, Granty's gone 18 laps on there. That's more than half distance around here. So, yeah, he's the new Jensen Button, isn't he? He's Twinkle Toes, and it was an incredible. It was absolutely incredible race from Grant last night. I might be mentioning it a couple of times on the stream, so you might get fed up with me, but yeah, you gotta say it was impressive stuff as well. Laggy there saying hi, of course, Laggy Racer. Of course, driving this car that he drove last night, he did retire and then Laggy did, but of course, Laggy on this day is definitely a regular point scorer, isn't he? I think it was just a bit of a difficult start in the in last night's race for Laggy, but he is. But I'm sure that we'll see him back fighting fit in China as well. Of course, it's the next race, and of course we've got Gamer who's eager to go as well. So he's saying, "Let's go." F1 2019 is definitely on it like Sonic, isn't he? He is already through turn 3. We are only, well, this session is only a minute old then. So in this session then, as we said, that if you qualify in the top 10, you must start on the tyres, which you set your fastest time on, the exact tyre, not just the compound, it has to be the exact tyre. So you gotta treat these tyres with a lot of care, a lot of attention there. Oh, but F1 2019 certainly wasn't there, was he? He was getting a bit tail happy there. Colin McRae would have loved that kind of car control, and I enjoyed that kind of car control as well. But unfortunately, Formula 1 is not the quickest way to go around the F1 circuit. But I think F1 2019 is just probably trying to find the limits out there at the moment, and of course there's a big old gap between himself and Glock after the first qualifying session there as well. I gotta say there was a lot of rumblings going on, wasn't it? It felt like a start to a 2002 season kind of thing, isn't it? Where how quick a Ferrari is, or like recently how quick a Mercedes, and Mercedes are quick. Mercedes are the favourites, and we've got the similar thing with Glock as well, haven't we? Where Glock seems to have the measure over the rest of the field so far, but the races are not raced on paper, are they? That's the beauty about live sport, isn't it? You have to win on the track, and that's certainly what's going to be unfolding here tonight. Then, and you can see the sun is blazing down here in Sochi. I think it's a summer resort, isn't it? For Russia. Well, it's beautiful. It's beautiful in sunshine. A beautiful bit of sunshine as we get cracking for Q2. No threat of rain from what I seen in the comments earlier on, and I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Really, a couple of drivers would probably like a bit of rain. Well, personally, I think that if you get the rain on during the race, it does throw in that extra spice, doesn't it? But of course, we'd also like to have a good dry race as well to see the pecking order of the Silver League and F1 2019 now going very close there to the to track limits. Then, of course, last night we had a lot of penalties, didn't we? Because this track is definitely very much a track that generates a lot of penalties, doesn't it? So yeah, you got to be cautious around that. Everyone is on track at the moment, apart from Rocket Tony. Everyone is on a quick lap, apart from Faxland and Glock. On board with F1 2019, he is going to be the first one to set a time, is he? No, he's not, because he's invalidated his time, the Mercedes driver has. And, well, that's a shame then for F1 2019. And so he ain't going to be the first one across then. So, of course, remember, you have to be very delicate on your tyres as well, don't you? As you might have to start the race on those set of tyres. As we've got so Glock, unfortunately, then F1 2019, unfortunately, they're just invalidating this lap. We've got Hunter, who's also invalidated this lap as well. What about Todd in the McLaren? I was going to say Mercedes. Then we've got a lot of drivers then that seem to have had a not a very good start, and a 35.9 there for YBR, but that was quicker, well, matched and quicker by Gamer in the Renault on a 34.6 then for Gamer, and these are all on the medium tires as it stands at the moment. But FIFA Beef are going up faster still in the Ferrari. He's done the medium tires on a 34.4, and we got 300 a second in front of Razor, who is second in the second Ferrari. And so Ferrari went to it, but that is quickly vanquished by Van Doren, who has gone on the 33.2. He's on the soft compound tires. This is looking very spread, isn't it, in terms of strategy? I'm loving this. We do love a bit of a diverse strategy, don't we? Asdog has gone fifth fastest at the moment. Asdog has on a 34.7. Then Serious Mushroom has gone fourth fastest on a 34.4 in the Williams there. We've had 7 qualifiers so far. Hunter is going to go around again. He is going around again, and well, he's not really showing some pace there, is he, at the moment? Hunter is. Here's Faxan out on track, and also we got King's Home, who's in the middle sector, and we've got Glock as well. So we're going to stay with King's Home at the moment then, in the Toro Rosso, and at the moment he's on the slow down lap as well. So we've got a lot of drivers out there who seem to have had problems with the track limits, doesn't it? So you can see the qualifying starts to ramp up, doesn't it? And this is when the errors start to creep in with the drivers, isn't it? You have to be inch perfect, don't you? If you want to get a Banzai lap, and you have to be inch perfect. You have to be brave. To be honest, you will be doing well to hit a barrier hit around here. But even though I got to say the last sector is feeling very much a street circuit kind of feel, isn't it? With the barriers quite close together. But yeah, I think you still need to do. You'll be doing well if you hit a barrier quite heavily. Faxland comes across the line. He goes second fastest on the medium tire. He's the quickest on the medium rounds at the moment on the 33.9. Good stuff there from Faxland there. A very good time indeed from the Haas driver. We got Glock, who is in the final sector as well. So Kington as well. Kington is coming through the final turn now. We've got Yellow Flag in 2 and 3. Kington ain't going to be too concerned, and he has gone on 9 fastest on the 45. There's a lot more in the locker there from Kington because he showed it in qualifying 1. So I think the Kington now just getting a banker, and here comes Glock then. Glock was showing some class in Q1. He's showing more class in Q2. He's on a 32.9 there. He's 3/10 of a second in front of Van Doren, who's on the soft tires. Good. Glock is absolutely flying out there at the moment, isn't he? So he is going to be a very, very, very difficult man to catch, isn't he? Hunter then, let's go on board then, the first ever race winner in ALR then, and he is in the McLaren here tonight, and a lovely helmet there, isn't it? Very very colourful indeed there from Hunter. And he's just coming down the back straight into turn 2. F1 2019 is just behind him as well. Let's enjoy this lap then. You can see we're on board with the medium compound tires. They're not going to have as much purchase, are they? It's the soft tires. The soft tires is instantly grippy. The soft tires are, they're very sticky, aren't they? They got a lot of grip, don't they? But of course they wear out easier, quicker, don't they? And that might be why some drivers do not want to start the race on those soft compound tires. We had a safety car last night as well, didn't we? I can't remember who it was caused by. Was it caused by Gouda? Perhaps. I can't remember. As I said, a lot has happened since last night to tonight. And then here comes Hunter. Then he's in the middle part of the middle part of the track now. Then you see down the bottom right hand side. Then we got ERS there, haven't we? Of course, it's the electric recovery system, which has been there for a couple of years now. So it started off with KERS, didn't the kinetic recovery system, didn't they? And the first introduced in 2009. But it wasn't mandatory, was it? And and Hunter there has missed the apex there. You found the car just skating towards the barrier there, didn't it? But Hunter there's had a bit of a scrappy second lap here. There's the Red Bull in the background there. I think that's Glock. It is Glock. No, I think he will come back in the pits, and I think he's happy with his time now. He doesn't need to cause any more issues with those tires, does he? Remember, he's has to start the race on tires. Hunter there had a scrap a lot, but he's still going third fastest in the McLaren there. But F1 2019 there is from the gauntlet down to 31.6. Impressive time there from F1. That's a very impressive time from F1. Yes, they are on different compounds, but that is still incredible stuff nonetheless from F1 2019. He's put himself right in the mix, hasn't he? On board then with Droffa, and he is in the Toro Rosso. And I got to say, I need to find out what the correct pronunciation is. But anyway, at the moment then the Toro Rosso driver is coming into turn 17 and 18 now. Let's see where he's going to do. His teammate at the moment is 6th fastest on a 33.9 net. Oh, did he cut the follow corner? No, he didn't, but he's 4th fastest. He is the highest of the medium compound runners, and a very he's the second fastest of the medium compound runners, in 4th position. Good stuff there. Very good time indeed then, as F1 2019 just come back in the pits. And we've got YBR who's gone to set of soft tires now. We've got 5 minutes to go. This session has flown by, hasn't it? It really has, and I just looked up and I didn't realise it. I just realised there's only 5 minutes to go. Rocket Tony there, really almost out in the scenery there, isn't he? In the Renault there, car 45, then the Irishman, and he is really trying to find some limit in the Renault at the moment. He is 2/10 of a second off Serious Mushroom, who is 10th position at the moment. He is the man who is who has got the final position at the moment for the top 10. Who is going to take it off him at the moment? Rocket Tony would like to. Let's go on board with him as well, as Gunnar has it confirmed. The safety car was a Serious Mushroom there has I don't know if he's come a cropper or what, but that is not very good at all there for a Serious Mushroom, and unfortunately he is going to take no further part in this session, and that is not good at all really for Serious Mushroom. Is that he he might be able to get out, he might be able to scrape through, but if he's damaged the car he will not get into Q3. But at the moment 344 I think is in I think it's definitely doable, isn't it, for the likes of Rocketoni, Gamer, Asdog, YBR and VTOD as well. YBR is just starting us up now. VTOD is just behind him, but we're on board with YBR. He is on the soft compound tires. He is going to go full beans now, going down into turn 2. A lovely over the shoulder shot here. Look at that, 210 miles an hour as he breaks down into turn 2. And wow, look at that. That is beautiful there, isn't it? You might be able to see the Fiat stand. You do indeed then. Of course, Grosjean on a big smash around there in 2015 in his Lotus. No such problem there for YBR as he flies around turn 4 then, and now just completing the first sector. Let's take a look at the first sector. It is a 33 I think it was, so it's definitely within the ballpark here for YBR to get himself in the Q3. Remember, the top 10 is it's the top 10 runners that have to will be going through to Q3, going for that first ever pole position in the Silver League. And of course that's very confident indeed, isn't it? Yellow flags are flying out there somewhere. It's for Ferrari. It's one of the Ferraris. I think it's Razor who is just just cruising back, I think. Or I think he's on the outlap actually in the Ferrari. We've got 3.5 minutes to go. This is quite a it's not the shortest lap in the world. And wow, how well did YBR break there? I thought he was going to go shooting them, then no, he didn't. There, great car control there from YBR then in the racing point. And he comes through turn, so I think it was 16 now. Yeah, Gunnar just confirmed it was him that caused the safety car. Gunnar was, so I think, and he looks quite proud. He sounds quite proud of that as well. YBR taking 2 bites of the cherry there, and he's going to have to go around again, isn't he? Because I think that time was invalidated. So that's a shame. What about VTOD? His teammate is in 5th position. Can VTOD get him in the mix with his teammate? Then 33.8 there for his teammate. What about VTOD? Then he comes through the far right turn now, and where does he go? He goes 14 faster than VTOD does. He's only got 3 minutes. He's going to have enough time to come in and come back out. I don't think he is, but I wonder if he's got has he got enough fuel to go again. The fuel light is flashing for VTOD. It is it's going very much touch and go. We've got a lot of guys still in the pits there with 2 3/4 minutes to go. Razor's out there at the moment, is it, in the Ferrari, so we're keeping on Razor. But now let's take a good. Gabriel's gone 4 fastest in the Renault. He has jumped right up to 4th, and that's a good time there from the Renault driver there. FIFA Beefy has come out of the pits there. Razor is on a cool down lap by the looks of that. VTOD is in the first sector now, and he's 700 seconds down the moment. We got We got Fahrenheit that has joined us as well. So, oh, that's good. That's good to see. So Fahrenheit, and the heat is definitely heating up here in Russia, isn't it? As another bad pun there to go with the rest. And YBR is just cruising around the mode. He looks like he might have enough fuel there to have another crack at this, perhaps. And so YBR then might just be on a cool down lap and going for it again. VTOD there is still going for them. You can see that it's the Renault there. I think it was the Renault. Just getting out of the way. Then we're on board then with VTOD. He is at the moment in the drop zone. So we have Serious Mushroom. He is out qualifying, unfortunately. Rocket Tony. Alsdog is out of qualifying. So he is no, he's not out of qualifying. He's coming out of the pits now. It's very much touch and go. He might have to cut a few corners there, Alsdog, to make it round there. But he might be last man across the line. This might be last man across the line. There's a lot of guys in the pits. Kingzone is still in the pits at the moment, then, so he's feeling confident. With just under a minute and a half to go. There's a Ferrari in front of us. VTOL coming around the final turn now. Oh, he's cut the final corner. That might not be good enough. It isn't good enough. He's a 10th for a second down, and he has run out of fuel as well. VTOL is done. He is out of qualifying, unfortunately. YBR then is just coming through turn 2 there. Asdog there is just starting. VTOL is retired from the session. Ray, and we're just watching Razor as well, and he is flying through turn number 3 at the moment. Oh, I love the gold helmet from Razor as well, looking razor sharp as he comes through turn 4 then, and he is on his way then. Of course, his teammate just in front of him. Looks like, look at that, the Ferraris have nose to tail at the moment. It's going to be like Charles Leclerc and Vettel there, isn't it? They're so close. Rocket Tony then is also on the He's abandoned the lap. Rocket Tony has abandoned the lap, and I think he is done. Asdog, he's got 30 seconds to get through to the final sector. Then he's going to be very much touch and go, isn't it? Very much touch and go to see if he can get round in time. And that is someone else taking a trip across the turn 13 there. YBR is currently 15th at the moment. Has he got enough fuel in the car to make it to the to the finish line there? Finish line is very much literally just after the final corner there. So YBR there could basically just nail it to the floor. Well, you can't really, can you? But YBR there, he's got up to third fastest YBR. He has done it 2 seconds, I should say, quicker. Razor is done. Razor is out qualifying. He was saying he's gained a second, but I think they must have invalidated. So Rocket Tony is not. It looks like he's not in the ballpark either. So it's between FIFA Beefy and I think it's between Asdog. FIFA Beefy, I think it's going to call it a day as well in the Ferrari, because I think he is going to set a time. He isn't going to set a time. It's between Asdog. Asdog is 5/10 of a second up. Where is that putting him? That is putting him just in the region of the Ferrari team. That might be just in front of the Ferrari team, Asdog again. So he just needs to keep it up then. That is it. Qualified is dusted. We have lost Razor. We have lost Sirius. We've lost Rocket Tony and VTOD as well. Who else are we going to lose? We're going to lose the second Ferrari, or we're going to lose Asdog. One of the 2 Italian teams might be bowing out. Well, actually, Alfa Romeo is technically technically from the Swiss Alps, aren't they? With of course they were formerly Sauber. But enough about all the little details. We're going to be more interested to see who's going to get through into Q3. Is it going to be Asdog? Is it going to be FIFA Beefy? And you can see going over the curves there, Asdog is, before then into the final couple of corners. And you can see it's a very annoying turn 15, nice, isn't it? Asdog there stamps on the throttle there. He is not far from home now then. At the moment, he should be able to get through. This is the final couple of corners out. He is aiming for 34.4 here. Does he do it? This is the final corner. He has done it. That's a crack on tire for Asdog. He throws it out in second position. Both Ferraris have been knocked out. FIFA Beefy 11th, Razor 12th, Serious Mushroom in 13th position, Rocket Tony 14th, and Todd is in 15th position. Those are the 5 men that have bowed out of Q2. Asdog is through into Q3. Gotta say, he was the coolest cucumber in the house, wasn't he? Asdog was. So at the end of that session, and we have got we now know our 10 men who'll be going for pole position. The first ever pole position for ALR Silver, and I gotta say there are some top names there, isn't it? Because these are all, a lot of those names are quite new to you in the YouTube from the ALR scene, but goodness me, they are quick, aren't they? Very impressive indeed. YBR is just cruising back to the pits, and he was on fumes, wasn't he, when they sent that lap to make it through into Q3. So The top 10 then for Q3. For Q3 is F1 2019, Asdog, Glock, YBR, Van Dorm, Gamer. Once again, making through to Q3 again. Gamer, a very good qualifier, isn't he? Droffa in the 7th position. Hunter is in 8th position. Faxland 9th. And Kingzome is in 10th position. We have lost FIFA Beefy, 11th position there on a 34.4. Razor on a 34.4 as well. Those Ferraris are Lionel Sturton. And they Serious Mushroom in 3rd position. I think the Serious Mushroom had a lot more in his locker though, I think. Unfortunately though, he didn't set a toe on the soft tires. And of course Rocket Tony in 14th position there. I think again for Rocket Tony and VTOL as well. And he didn't I don't think he showed his proper hand either. So wow, I got to say that was an incredible incredible race, incredible qualifying, wasn't it? We haven't even got to the race yet. Whew. Well, I got to say I'm glad I gelled my hair tonight, because I feel like this absolutely cracking occasion, and it really is a cracking occasion, isn't it? Hunter has had a problem now. I think Hunter has been I must admit I saw someone gain a position, but I didn't realise that Hunter looks like he's come a cropper, and it looks like he will not be taking part in Q3 as his car has been damaged on track somewhere. And Hunter, that is a big blow on his return to ALR. That after almost a season out. Of course, the last race he raced in was Azerbaijan in season 2. But this is not a good start at all for Hunter, is it? As unfortunately he will not be taking part, which is a big blow. So that means we're down to 9 cars then for Q3. So that's a big blow, isn't it, for Hunter? It really is. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. That is absolutely devastation. I'm hoping that, I have a feeling that it's probably Codemasters that took control of his car and just drove into the back of someone. It's robbed Hunter of going for the first ever pole position in silver. F1 2019 though, it's still in the running, isn't he? And also I think we had a Pink Panther out just in front as well of YBR, wasn't it? It was YBR, and he is the first one out on track on car 46, and he comes out of the track onto the track now, and you can see the pit lane there. You can see the pit, a very long pit exit here, isn't they? And of course that is to stop drivers having to go over the white line and really just cutting across anyone that's coming down that down the straight into turn 2. I think this is the longest run, isn't it, from the launch to turn 2, isn't it? To a braking zone, I should say, because it is an absolute drag down there, isn't it? We've had some almighty smashes there in league racing before, haven't we? Of course, anyone watched the RRC race a few months ago? It was a big old smash there. They replicated the Belgian 98 race. Hopefully that doesn't happen here tonight, but of course this is motorsport. This is live motorsport. Anything can happen in Formula 1, anything can happen in ALR, anything can happen in any league racing, and it usually does, as we of course quote the famous Murray Walker. Everyone is out on track at the moment, apart from Mansdog, who is at the moment chilling in the pits. I'm wondering if he used an extra set of soft tyres, which is put him on the back foot, which means he might only have 1 run. Of course, then you get a new set of soft tyres in for this qualifying session too, because I think a couple of years ago it used to be just one and done, really, didn't it, for some of the teams that just scraped through into Q3. Some teams didn't even run at all today, which is just unfortunate because of their lack of tyres, didn't they? And unfortunately, Hunter did confirm it is the AI that basically cost him a chance to go for pole position. So that is such a shame. On his return to ALR, he has been robbed once again. Hunter has of going for pole position. I think it happened to him a couple of times in his previous season as well. Also, remember in his last race in Azerbaijan, he had a problem with the throttle, didn't he? Where the car just where he's maxing out with revs, but his car was going out, wasn't it? Really marred the end of his final race. But he is back here in a silver, isn't he? Unfortunately, he will be starting 10th for the race, which is coming up in just a few moments' time. But before we even think about the race, we got to think about qualifying, haven't we? And who is going to be and how they're going to be lining up. Well, we know where Hunter is. He's going to be 10th position. But from 9th below, it's anyone's ball game at the moment. YBR is going to be the first one to lay down the gauntlet, isn't he, in the racing point? Because it was right at the death there, wasn't it, where YBR just snuck through, didn't he, and really put himself into Q3. It was a cracking old lap there, wasn't it? Going to be interesting to see what strategies everyone does coming up in the race in the very soon as well. I think we're about 10-12 minutes away from the race, and so of course that's what everyone's here tonight to watch the main event, the race itself. But I've got to say, qualifying is a special skill in itself, isn't it, where you're basically racing, well, basically you're against the clock, aren't you? And the clock, of course, is probably the biggest enemy of all. It's the most difficult enemy of all as well, isn't it? But YBR there, is he going to tame the clock as well? We're coming around the final turn now. He's around deployment there. Oh, he's hit the bar down side of the valley. Time no limit. It's a 33 flat there. 007. That was licensed to thrill there from YBR. He is fast at the moment. F1 2019 goes second, fastest still on a 31.5. Incredible time there from F1 2019 then. Glock there coming around. King's Home is on the final turn now then. You can see there, and let's see what he does. He goes third fast at the moment, King's Home does. Faxlad just out there as well, but I think we just did someone jump right. I think it was Gamer who jumped out the full position. Just on board with F1 2019. Glock goes fast on a 31.286 there for the Red Bull driver. Droffa goes up into third position in the Toro Rosso there, and he is looking right at him there. Van Dorn has gone full fast. He's on a 32.999. So that is, and I think we're just waiting for Faxland, who is slightly behind everyone else, as he wants to clear a track. He wanted the track to be more involved, and he is more involved. He's gone full fast as Faxland has, right in the mix, right on the money there. And of course we've had 8 cars have qualified so far, and this is how they line up for the first ever silver race in ALR. Glock is on pole position with 3 tenths of a second gap to F1 2019. Those guys are in a league of their own at the moment, aren't they? It's like they got a 5/10 of a second gap over Droffa in third position. Then we got Faxad in fourth. Fifth position is Van Dorn. Sixth position is YBR. King's Home in seventh position, and eighth position is Gamer at the moment. Asdog hasn't come out of the pitch yet then, so we're on a bit of a lull then. So we're coming up to half distance in this qualifying session. Well, half distance of the Q3 session, and they're going to come back in now. They're going to just they've got to come back in, and they're just going to sort themselves out and get on a new set of boots, a new set of soft tyres, as the track will now be at its peak optimal performance then, and for the final couple of minutes here in qualifying. Asdog is on the medium compound tyres then, and that might confirm why he didn't come out earlier on. So he hasn't got a set of soft tyres by the looks of that, so Asdog hasn't. Yeah, flagging free. I think it's just guys coming into the pits then. So Asdog is gone for gone against the grain here in the Alfa Romeo. So he will, even though he's not going to get any traffic there, which is good stuff from Asdog, but of course, so the track will evolve when it comes to the end. And the question is he going to carry on with that? We've only got 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go there. Oh, and look at that, the car really stepping up there. Of course, Carlos Sainz had a big old smash there, didn't he? In where was it? In 2015 in the Toro Rosso. It was a scary old smash. He missed qualifying, I believe he did, but he was back for the race, and he had a really strong race, didn't he? Before brake failure cost him the race. Really, he was almost in the same place as well. Asdog then is coming. Oh no, yet he's throwing me off my game, and it's not hard to do. He comes through the final turn now then. Let's go on board then with Asdog. He clips turn 18, and away we go here in Russia then, and he's going to start us up now then. And then we got Basson there saying, let's go Faxland. Oh, I've got to say, Faxland is very much on the ball, isn't he? He's full fast at the moment, right up there, right in the mix there. And I've got to say, the times there are quite they're quite spread out at the moment, aren't they, in terms of qualifying at the moment. It's very interesting indeed though, with Glock and F1. Incredible qualifying times there, right up there with gold there. Remember, of course, this is a new league there, isn't it, where it's more about who really signed up, didn't it, for the Monday league, and of course, remember, this is all about promotion and relegation. Now, of course, the top 3 will get promoted to gold, whilst the bottom 3 will get relegated. And I gotta say, I do like, because it adds a lot of dimension to the races that are good to the final stages of the season, doesn't it? So, of course, if you're on a bad season, you don't really want to get relegated, do you? And so that's definitely for the gold. That's definitely for the gold guys, isn't it? Asdog there is is on the back straight, and as I said, it's anything but a straight, isn't it? Before dropping down into third gear and going across then, and now he's coming up to turn 15 and 16. Then of course this is off camber then. Out laps for Van Dorn for F1 2019 and for Glock. and as they are out quite early on. There's still 4 minutes to go out there, and Asdog is in the pits then. So I think he was just trying to find his rhythm. So he's coming into the pits now. And he's going to go for a proper lap in just a few moments. I have no doubt about that. So the first man who is going to throw the gauntlet down for his second attempt is F1 2019. He has done a 31.5 then. Here he goes around turn 18 then, and let's see what he does then. He starts his lap now. So I think he has enough time to do a second run if needs be. So but the question is, has he got the fuel? That is going to the question. And of course, you want to be as light as possible, don't you, to go as quickly as possible. But of course, every extra bit of fuel really does cost you time, doesn't it? Which is quite obvious, but of course, if you want to have a second bite of the cherry, then you need to have that extra fuel, don't you? So it'd be interesting to see what F1 2019 has done here. So I'm wondering if he's going to go for 2 runs here. Well, he's got more than enough time, hasn't he? He's just got under 180 seconds left of this session, just under 3 minutes. So that's more than enough time, and he is already backed off there. So he's going to have to go again then. Glock is on the lap at the moment, coming through turn 3, and he is still on there. Look at that. Look at the skill that Glock is doing here. He is going up and down the earths, isn't he? You don't just pull into earths and go max, do you? Glock certainly doesn't. He is, and he is showing he's got an incredible touch in qualifying, hasn't he? And oh, look at that! Did he cut the corner? He's going very, very wild there in this part of the track. Then, but gotta say, it's wild. But I gotta admit, he's looking wild, but also calm at the same time. Is that possible? Well, it certainly is for Glock, isn't it? And you see going wild, going a bit wide there again. But DRS straight on the money. Of course, the drivers get a beep in your ear. Get a beep there where the DRS is available. The DRS is always available in qualifying in the race. So you have to be a second within a second of the car in front, of course. Of course, DRS used to be available like all the way through the laps, all the way through qualifying, didn't they? In 2011 and 2012, wasn't it? You can have DRS basically all over the circuit, which I must say I quite miss that actually, because that was a challenge in all of itself. Sorry, excuse me, I got too excited there. And Glock there coming through the final turn then, and he is going in. He's gone faster still on a 31.088 there, and wow, he is almost in the 30s there. 30s there, Glock is. That is impressive time there. Has he got time to go around again? Well, he has to have a very quick outlap there. So F1 2019 then, he is going to have to throw it all against the wall. Glock is 5/10 of a second in front of anyone else out there. F1 2019 they're really throwing it against the grain at the moment. There's a lot of traffic out there, isn't he? He's gone against the grain here slightly. This oh, look at this, he's gone wide as well. Remember, you have to keep it very, very we got very, very sorry, my Vicious has thrown me off my game there. He said you got very excited, eh, Sean? I always get excited, and I always get excited. And I think F1 2019 now is going to have to back off once again there, isn't he? And he's going. So has he got enough fuel to have another go? Then, well, he's got enough time. He's got 45 seconds to get around there, to get around the final part of that then, and go for it again. Asdog has started us up. He is coming down into turn 2 now. Then look at that as the track rises up ever so slightly there. Not much elevation change around here, is there? But well, I said there was next to none at all, but there is a slight, so I lied a bit. Going through turn 3 there, I love that shot through turn 3. Turn 3 is an incredible challenge in of itself there. And then going into turn 4, accelerating out there as well. You can see powering away into turn 5. And look at the flags in the background. There's a bit of wind around Sochi here. Of course, as we're on the Black Sea, to the left hand side, I think is where the Black Sea is. And you can see in the foreground there's some mountains there as well around the around this Olympic Park. It's a great place for the race, isn't it? I think the track just needs to be a bit more excited, but that doesn't matter for now, does it? All that matters is these drivers, and they're making it incredibly exciting around here. The ALR boys of gold did a cracking job last night, and tonight they're doing exactly the same thing. F1 2019 is done. Glock is done as well. Glock is on pole position then for the first ever silver race in the stands. Van Dorn didn't get around, so I don't think Van Dorn has got a time either, unless they're lying to me, which the graphics have lied to me before. And now then, which we're coming into the final stage of the lap then. What is Asdog going to do then? So time is up then. If you haven't started your lap, you cannot start your lap. And I think that's what's happened to Glock in F1. F1 was very, I thought F1 would have had enough time to get around there. So we'll keep an eye on F1 because he might still be on that. We'll find out in a minute. Asdog through the final turn. Asdog goes fast to send fully Alfa Romeo. Faxdown is at full 200, was 500 second up then. Well, let's see who else out there. YVR 5 10 second up. He goes full fastest, and YVR cracking drive there to full fast. absolutely cracking there. Kingzone, 3/10 of a second up. Gamer is up there as well. We've also got a Droffa there as well. We're keeping on Kingzone. The two Toro Rosso boys are Lionel Stewart. There's his teammate in the background there. Kingzone is third at the moment. He's on a 33-0. Can he get into the 32s? Can he get into the 31s perhaps then? We're on board and Kingzone through the final couple of corners now. Let's see. He comes through and he goes. Oh, he stays 8th for the end. What about and onto the pits is his teammate as well. What about Gamer? Gamer's 10th in the second up. This is gonna be a good time for Gamer. He's up in the 5th position. He is in 5th position. Gamer's that's a cracking time. Faxline is up just enough. Is he gonna get the 5th? No, he stays 6th fastest. And that is an incredible qualifying for your first ever silver qualifying session. And on pole position, it's Glock on a 1:31.088. Whoa, I gotta say that's a cracking old time there, isn't it, for Glock there. 5/10 of a second in front of F1 2019 is second. We got Droffa in a third position. Then we've got YBR in fourth. We've got Gamer fifth with Faxan sixth. Impressive stuff, is it? That is the top 6 then for the Grand Prix of Russia, round 1 of ALR Silver. 7th position is Asdog. 8th position is Van Dorn with Kingzone in 9th position there. 5/10 of a second separates Glock and F1 2019. That is that's a mammoth. That is a mammoth time there from Glock, isn't it? In the Red Bull there. So this could be a record-breaking season for Glock, as if a man can't be stopped at the moment. But remember, this is only qualifying as well. The race is completely different, isn't it? It's you can be good on one lap, but you need to also be good around this racetrack for 27 times. So you've got to lap this racetrack 27 times around here. And Glock there just giving the emoji with the cool sunglasses. So as I said earlier on, cool as a cucumber Glock is, and he is on pole position then for the first ever silver race in ALR on Monday nights. And as we take this minute just to reset ourselves, get ourselves not as excited, because we've got a warm-up lap to do, which is actually really good for us, because we can just chill out whilst the drivers get themselves get themselves going. And you can see then the drivers are just trying to sort themselves out. As Fahrenheit has going to be starting from 19th on the grid then. And Fahrenheit is going to be 19th on the grid then, and we'll see what his progress will be then from the man who will be on 19th. Yep. Anyway, then you can see the drivers at the moment then are just trying to get their strategies sorted out. The top 10 will have to start on the tires which they set their fastest time on, but anyone outside the top 10 can select whatever tires they want, soft, medium, or hard. It doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter in terms of their strategy and things like that, but of course they have their choice, don't they? They do not have hundreds of people behind them like in the real world of Formula 1. This is all down to the driver, and I've got to say it's added pressure, isn't it? So then we're on the way then for the Formula lap. 27 laps around this Russian Grand Prix circuit here in Sochi, and let's just take you through then the 19 cars it's going to tackle, the 19 stars it's going to be racing in the Silver League tonight. And on pole position for the first ever time in ALR Silver is Glock. 5/10 of a second will separate himself in F1 2019, who is second. Third position is Droffa in the Toro Rosso. Then we've got YBR in fourth position. Gamer having a cracking qualifying in 5th position. Faxland is 6th. Then we've got Asdog in 7th position. Van Dorn is in 8th position. Kingzone 9th, and Hunter, who unfortunately didn't get a qualifying attempt in Q3, is in 10th position. FIFA Beefy in 11th position in the Ferrari. 12th position is Razor. 13th position is Serious Mushroom. Rockatoni is in 14th position. We got V Todd in 15th position. 16th position is McVicious, who didn't fancy the warm-up lap. No, we don't. It's Gunnar in 6th position, who didn't fancy the warm-up lap. Nor did McVicious either in 17th position. Double in 18th position, and Fahrenheit is in 19th position in the Red Bull. Whilst his team, we got a Red Bull at the front, a Red Bull at the back then. So the Red Bulls are bookending the grid then. So in terms of tyre strategy, we have no hard compound tyre runners out there, so that everyone is staying well away from their hard compound tyres. We have got medium compound tyres for Glock, for Droffa, for Faxan and Kingzone, Hunter, FIFA Beefy, Razor, and Serious Mushroom, VTOD, Gunnar, Double and Fahrenheit. I've got to say that's an absolute split down the middle. So soft runners then is it's F1 2019. So YVR, Gamer, Asdog and Van Dorn. We've got Rocket Tony and also McVish as well. So expect some fireworks from there. Expect some fireworks from F1 2019 as well. He will be can he launch it off the line? There's a long old drag down to turn one. So you know you had a half a second qualifying deficit, and that doesn't matter because you all start with you all start at same distance apart from each other. We are now just getting into then the race itself, and 27 laps around here. And I got to say, we had a safety car last night. We had all sorts of action, didn't we? And of course, we had incredible strategy calls as well. We're going to see something similar tonight for ALR Silver. And of course, the first ever race in ALR Silver of ALR Silver's journey. Hopefully, it's the first of many. Here we go. 5 sets of lights come on. We'll be out. We'll be racing in Sochi. And it's go now. And of course, with a traditional ALR start where the lights go out but no one's home, we'll be going out eventually. And it is go now. And here we go then. And you can see a bit of wheel spin there. And we've got Asdog already in front of Fax. And we've got F1 2019. He's alongside. He's through. He's past Glock already. An incredible start from F1 2019. He takes a big smash. That's a huge smash in the background. That is a Ferrari gone. A Ferrari's gone. That's 2 Williams. That's a Williams gone. Gunner's out of the race as well. Razor's gone. And McVish is there. And that's a Ferrari. That's a McLaren there. F1 2019 leads the race. Gabriel's up in the 4th position already. And look at this. And Glock is turning on the inside. But F1 2019 is having none of it then. And now then it's YBR into 3rd position. And Viton is retired from the session as well. Where's Viton? He is out on turn 4. That's a McLaren now then. Gunner's left for session. Glock is in 2nd position. And YBR is up in the 3rd position. And then they come down and it's a bit of a messy old start. They've lost 3 cars already. Faxon has dropped down a couple of positions as well. The Gamers all over the back then of YBR in 3rd position. Asdog 4th. Droffer in 5th position. And Van Dorn, Kingstone 6th and 7th position. 8th position then, I should say. Faxon in 9th position. Terrace Mushroom in 10th position, Rocket Tony, FIFA Beefy, Fahrenheit is up 6 positions already. He is navigating through the cars there. Double and McVish there are battling away. And this is the battle for 14th and 15th position. And Double is dropping down there at 15th. McVish is up to 14th. Hunter there has got no front wing at all at the opening stages of this race then. So there was a big old smash there. We were talking about a big smash there in qualifying, wasn't we? And unfortunately, it didn't get past turn 1 there. Rocket Tony, it's gone. Rocket Tony's got the knees out. No. It's all gone right here in Sochi there. We have lost 4 cars already in this race there. F1 2019 has set the fast lap of the race then so far then as they come through the complete lap run. 8/10 second, no DRS yet then. No DRS then yet for Glock, and he is 7/10 second by. Look at this train then. Look at this train there. We've got Slipstream already now. As you can see, YVR is getting the fence on the back of Gamer, and a Gamer there is in 4th position. Asdog. Then we got Draffer. Then we got Van Dorn there. Then we got Faxland and Kingstone was off. Kingstone was got by, and now can Faxland keep on the outside. It's the beauty of turn 3. Then you got so many lines around here. Is he gonna go? He's gonna go. Is he? He's gonna go. He's on a huge old lunch, and he's gone very wide. Now Kingstone can he come back at him there? But Faxland has made a stick there. Well, he went very wide there, didn't he? Faxon there. I was quite surprised to stick there. And look, Van Dorn is now going to go on the inside. Oh no, that's way too. In Faxon, they're taking evasive action then. And Rocket Tony is left for session there. Faxon taking evasive action there. We got Van Dorn dropping all the way down there to 13th position in the Mercedes. And FIFA Beefy's had a problem. He's dropping down as well. Fahrenheit is up to 10th position there in the Red Bull. Now FIFA Beefy has damaged the car then, and he is running with Vicious out wide then. So I think FIFA Beefy has got. Yeah, he has element damage there on the Ferrari then, but you can see then he has got a lot of speed in that Ferrari. FIFA Beefy has Razor's left for session then, and he is out of the race. Fahrenheit there. Oh, where did Dave come from on the inside then? FIFA, where is he? He's on the outside there. FIFA Beefy is struggling to get the car turned in then. As we're on lap 2. Well, we're on lap 2, aren't we? We're on lap 2. Fahrenheit is having a crack at it. He's hot, isn't he? He's red hot. Fahrenheit is, and he is flying. He's coming through the field like a hot knife through butter. He's up into 10th position then. Well, Vicious is 11th position. Van Dorn. Then we got FIFA almost going wide there in the Ferrari, and Hunter is down in 15th position. Then we've lost 4 cars. Rocket Tony, VTOG, Guna, and Razor all out of this race already, unfortunately. And Nigel, season 1 champion of gold, has said, "What a start! It is what a start now." Mugfish is on a cracking start. He's up in the 10th position, but then Fahrenheit then going with there's going to be a Mercedes who's sticking on the inside. It's Van Dorn who's making a return, who's making a comeback. And look at this going through turn 3 then. And is he going to have a look then? We're on board with Van Dorn then. He had a bit of a wild, lunge, didn't he, earlier on there, and now then hopefully we can calm down then, because that's been 3 laps of absolutely insane driving out there. Oh, it's Mugfish there. I've got to say, that's not a race in 5 months, but goodness me, he has got no race for us. I was like doing a cracking job. We've got a bit of a train now for him beyond the Toro Rosso at the moment. We're just watching Kingdom, who's gone a bit wide. Then I would say that there's not been many penalties at the moment, has there? Not compared to last night. We had a lot of penalties earlier on in this race, didn't we? And but I got to say, it's been well, the incidents have been interesting, haven't they? But apart from that, in terms of the track limits, they've been very good lads out there so far, haven't they? So nicely done indeed. And you can see that's the remains of the Rocket Tony car, isn't it? And Fax on there is taking 2 bites of the cherry there to go through a turn 16 now. And you can see now DRS is enabled this time around. F1 2019 has got a 1.2 second gap at the moment. He is on the softer compound tyre, but at the moment he has the advantage over Glock, who oh, that's a Williams off in the background. Who is that? That is Serious Mushroom, who's in serious trouble there in the Williams there, and unfortunately he's not helped himself there at all. As I think at the moment, and they're all status quo. They're going down to turn 1 then, so not much. Oh my goodness me, King's on there, almost going into the back of Fax on there, but taking evasive action there, and he's on his way. But Van Dorn there is now battling away there with McFish is there getting very tail happy there, isn't he? Now Van Dorn is going on the outside, is he? No, not quite. As McVicious there is just keeping his line, keeping his position, and into turn 4 then, and they're breaking much later. Fahrenheit's dropped down top position. FIFA Beefy is in the pits, and I think that was McVicious there going wow wide there on the outside. But he's kept his eye. Oh, he's got wide again. McVicious has. McVicious there is he's got obviously a different track map to everyone else. Unfortunately, FIFA Beefy is out of this race, and he has left the session there. So FIFA Beefy very disappointed with that. So both Ferraris out of this race already. Then the gap at the front is down to 6/10 of a second between himself and Glock. Then that is the bottom. They've got a 3-second buffer, almost a 4-second buffer there over and yellow flags in 1. Just taking and see what's going on in 1, and I think it's Double who is had an adventure somewhere. Double has, so he's just recovering now. 3-second penalty there for F1 2019, and as he is now feeling the squeeze on the of Glock, who is in that 2nd position at the moment. Van Dorn there is still battling away with McVicious then. So we just come back then to the start. And Yellow Flags is still floating around in 1. I'm not sure what's going around in 1. I think that nothing's going around in 1 at the moment. And look at this, Glock there is, look at this, he's going for it. He takes the lead of the Russian Grand Prix, and F1 2019 is dropping down to 2nd position. Glock there just breezes by. Gamer is through it up to the pole. It's up into the podium positions there. Good stuff there from Gamer, but YBR is going on the outside. Look at him, he's gonna go for it, is he? He is. Oh, they're gonna start. They almost touch wheels. YBR going on the inside there, and Gamer there just breaking much later, and is still in a 3rd position then. Wow. Well, to be honest, I haven't even changed the graphic on the left-hand side yet at the moment. Of course, the biggest winner has been McVicious. He is flown through the field, same with Fahrenheit as well. Cracking starts from both those drivers. Of course, there unfortunately, Hunter's had a not very good Q3. It's all come unraveled, doesn't it, for Hunter in Q3, and also in this race as well, where he had where he's damaged his front wing there, which is a bit of a shame there for Hunter. But hopefully, he's half a minute away from Double in 13th position then, so he's got a lot of making up to do in this race. And F1 2019 is still giving Glock some aggro here, isn't he? As we're on board then with F1 2019 then in the Mercedes, and he's just keeping Glock honest at the moment. Of course, Glock does have the medium compound tire, but F1 2019, does he need to strike whilst the iron's hot? Is he gonna have a lunge? Is he down in turn 17? No, not quite. He has a 10th of a second advantage, so Glock goes over F1 2019, so he's pushing him through turn 18. Now they're off, and now here is the drag then down into turn 2, and let's see, and we wait for him. There they are. Look at that. Incredible. And now we're back on board for 2019. Look at him. He's gaining. He's going to take the lead. He takes the lead. There he is. He's up the inside. Track position. Squeezes Glock over a bit, but Glock is going to have much more momentum there because F1 2019 got a bit squirrely on the exit there. And F1 2019 there just showing his rear wheels there, isn't he? As though he's got a 3-second penalty. Droffer's got a 3-second penalty as well. They're into turn 4. And oh my goodness me. Glock is retaking the lead there. Back off for F1 2019. This is fantastic racing in the opening stage of the Russian Grand Prix. Brilliant stuff there from 1 and 2. Gamer's still got the advantage over YMB at the moment. YBR in 4th position. Then we've got Azdog, who is now being monitored quite closely between Droffer in 6th position, Faxan 7th, Kingzone was 8th position, Serious Mushroom in 9th position, 10th position McVicious, who is still battling tooth and nail between himself and Van Dorn. This is a cracking battle here, is there? Oh, McVicious there, once again, just going very wide, and he's used. Oh, I think that we just got someone at the front. What's happening at the front? That's what's happening at the front. F1 2019 is battling Glock then. And now Glock, where is Glock? He's on the inside. Oh my goodness me. That's almost there's not even a cigarette paper between them since they go side by side into turn 16 and 17. No, it's 15 and 16, I should say. F1 has got the inside line. And Glock there. Is it going after you? No, he's not eating. This is incredible racing. Van Dorn's by Vicious. And F1 2019 takes the lead of the Russian Grand Prix. 20 laps to go. And now Glock is, and he's got DRS yet, but look at him. Now he's got DRS. Wow, as they fly through turn 1 and going up into turn 2. Glock has got the advantage. He's got track position. And he takes the lead into turn 2. Well, he took the lead before turn 2 there, didn't he? We have also got, look in the background here, and you can see that now Droffer, and oh, he breaks a lot later, Astor breaks a lot later than Droffer there. Faxan, and he's now almost put himself in the clutches of Faxan here, and Kingstone was also being dragged along as well. Mugvicious and Van Dorn is having a cracking old scrap here, isn't he? Now Van Dorn has got off the turn 2 absolutely stupendously well over the racing point. Now he's going to hang it on the outside, is it? Where there they are again, and he's going on the inside. He is on the inside. Mugvicious is going to have to be forced wide. He's forced off the track there, and Van Dorn is through and back into the points. He's got a free to. Oh no, Mugvicious is incredible from Mugvicious there. He is. I gotta say that Mugvicious there is battling for all he's worth there, and it's an absolute. Oh goodness me, they've gone together. And now Van Dorn they come back on almost in the side of Fahrenheit there, and Fahrenheit is back up into the points there. It was getting a bit vicious, but between McVicious and Van Dorn. Asdog's dropped behind Droffer now, and Droffer is now moved up into 5th position, and the Toro also driver has, and he is on his way as well. The gap at the front is 3/10 of a second, and we got a good old battle for the. There they are. Look at that. YBR is just pushing him there, F1 2019 is doing a cracking job on these soft tires, isn't he? So we're on lap 8 and now 27. Incredible stuff. Now Glock there is using looks like he's using a lot of verbs there, isn't he? Because he's pulling away there from his arch nemesis at the moment. Then is this going to be a sign of things to come in Silver? F1 2019 versus Glock. This is absolutely incredible stuff. And in the background there is Gamer. Gamer there is just getting a bit defensive. Look at that Q behind it. There's a way. Oh my goodness me! YBR came from a different postcode. But Gamer has got the advantage there. It's gone on the outside. On the inside is the racing point there. Look at that. Oh, you can see that full there. Who's going to have it coming together now? Gamer. Oh no, my goodness me. And Gamer's off. YBR's off. They come back on the track, and that is not going to talk there. It's on a cracking battle, but it's just got a bit too heated there out of turn 4. That is not going to talk there from both drivers there. I'm not going to call what I'm not really sure what happened there, because I didn't really have a good camera angle, and to be honest, I'm not a very good steward, so I'm not going to really portion the blame now because it's a bit unfair. But yeah, that's a shame there, as both drivers are down there, and absolutely cracking scrap there, isn't it? Talking of cracking scrap, Faxan and Astor there, and look, Kingdom in the background as well there. This is a really help drop there as he is now pushed. Oh my goodness me, Formula 1 2019 is on the once again those side by side. Then this is incredible stuff between these two drivers. Mercedes versus Red Bull Look at this. This is incredible racing. F1 2019's got the inside, and he is back in front just about then. This is incredible stuff. And Glock is, he just swoops in, slams the door shut on F1 2019. And I would say he's on his way, but he really isn't. F1 2019's got the bit between his teeth, hasn't he? This is an incredible bit of racing there. Look at this, they coming now up into turn 1, then flying through turn 1, then back on board with F1 2019. And look at this, use the bit of slipstream. DRS, he is through, job done. He is back up into first position. But, well, I'd say job done. It's anything but jobs done around here, isn't it? It's, turn 3 then is Fahrenheit, and we've got pit stops for both Gamer and YBR. I think they both damaged their cars. Gaylord is back on the inside, he is back on the outside, but he's got a bit wide then. It's F1 2019 now. I thought he's going to sneak through, he hasn't done. Doubles up in the 10th position then is the pit stoppers. YBR and Gamer, they've gone to the medium tires. Can they get to the end of the race from there? If I didn't watch the race from last night, I would have said no, but anything is possible now. Granty has opened a whole new world of strategies for these guys. Well, he's certainly opened my eyes to a world of strategy. It's Glock and F1 2019 are putting on an absolute clinic out there at the moment, isn't it? An absolute fantastic race. Car 15 of F1 2019 and the Red Bull of Glock. They have just been brilliant, haven't they? A brilliant entertainment, and this is what you come to watch, haven't they? This is incredible stuff, isn't it? Really enjoyed this battle. It's been good stuff, and they're both on different strategies as well, so this could potentially I wonder then who is thinking about coming in first. It's F1 2019 surely will have to come in first then, because he's of course on the softer compound tire, but it would, look at that, the grip is starting, he's starting to struggle on the grip on those tires now, and I'm wondering if he's coming in the pits. He is in the pits end, so Glock is coming into the pits end, I think, and of course said you got to slow down. Look at this then, we got to slow down to 50 kilometers an hour. Glock is now got a bit of breathing space. Let's see what he can do with that. Bit of breathing space then. And then we're back with this battle here between Ansdog, Faxlan and Kingdom as well. They're all on. So Serious Mushroom is not too far back. He is hanging on to the coattails here. And look at that. That is an incredible shot here around Russia. And there's a Williams there as well. And look at this. Droffa is having some trouble. Ansdog is really... Oh no! And on full facts, I was going into the back. No, he wasn't. He just judged it to absolute perfection. The same fly through turn 3. And look at them all. They're all taking different lines here. 17 laps to go. Ansdog we're on board with now, as double is got up to non position. Van Doren's in the pits as well then, and Van Doren's in the pits and just dropping down the order a bit then. Chucky's just said, good evening, Ginger. Good evening, Chucky. Hope you're well tonight. I know. Hope you're enjoying this absolutely incredible race then. So at the moment, we've got a bit of a step. We've now the battle of the front is just taking a bit of a pause at the moment then, as we've had a pit stop then for F1 2019 and Kingdom. They're going off the track there slightly. 3-second penalty there for Gamer then. Gamer and YBR is having a fantastic race. Unfortunately, they came together out into turn 4, didn't they? Which unfortunately did harm their races, which is disappointing then. And let's see, you can see Droffa is still in front there, as I'm trying to say his name on Grimsby, because I don't think that's the complete wrong way to say it. But Ansdog is second there. He's on the soft compound tires. Everyone else on the medium tires. Everyone is now on the medium tires out there, apart from Ansdog. Ansdog is the only man then on the soft tires. As everyone else coming to the pits, Glock has made the fast out of the race then, and he is now starting to stretch his. He's now starting to stretch his legs, so to speak. Ansdog is on the fact side. He's going to sneak through. Is he? No, not quite. Ansdog still remains there. But look at this. There's a queue behind him. No, look at him. They're pushing him out of turn 18 then, and we're back on board with fact side. There's Kingdom as well. Kingdom is right behind him. They've got Serious Mushroom, who's 8 tenths of a second away as well, as they fly through turn 1 once again. Then there's through across going into turn 2, and who's 5 4. Oh my goodness me, they've all come together. That's debris, that's a tour, that's an Ansdog bit of debris, and the Faxan is up in the third position then. Unfortunately they all came together there in turn 1. How is the cars? Remember, any bit of damage on here really hurts the cars. It's Ansdog that's been damaged. The other 2 cars seem to be alright, Faxan and Kingdom now in the full position. Taurus are on an inspired race out there, aren't they? In a second and full position. Brilliant driving for both those drivers. Really well done. Really well done indeed then so far in this race, and we're not even half distance yet. Unfortunately for Ansdog, I think he might come in the pits lane, because that was a lot of element off the front wing there. So Van Doren's got a 3-second penalty as well then. So let's take stock of this race then. As Striders, we started the first round in pit stops, haven't we? Glock is leading, he hasn't stopped yet. Then the Droffa is second, hasn't stopped. Faxlan, Kingdom and Serious Mushroom, who haven't stopped yet. Oh, they're on medium tyres. and I'm wondering what lap they come to before going into pits. And they've got such a big window, haven't they? But of course, it's also about driver skill as well, isn't it? Because of course as I keep mentioning about Grant's incredible strategy call last night. Not many drivers can do that, can he? That was Jensen Button-esque. He was twinkle toes, wasn't it? Asdog is in the pit, and to replace that front wing, that's going an extra 5 seconds for Asdog. So unfortunately, that might throw him out of this battle here. But you never know, because the undercut around here can be pretty powerful as well, can they? Hunter is now starting to, he's more than started, he is creeped up to the back, and Asdog is in the pits, and F1 2019 then is just gone through as well, and so is Fahrenheit as well. So Asdog is the final man there to switch onto the medium tyres. So we were all on medium tyres now out there, as Hunter there is having a look there at McVicious there. Hunter making a way back through the field after damaging his car earlier on, and unfortunately, so he would... which is a big old shame there, isn't it? Which is a big old shame then for Hunter as he comes through the final turn. And away we go then. As we're back as we're out turn 18, and I think that Asdog and Double are very close together. Well, no, Double is very close together to YBR at the moment, and there they are. They swing through turn 3. Here comes car 97. Hunter is through and up in front of McVicious. McVicious on incredible battles out there, hasn't he? Remember, on his return to racing, and I gotta say, some of his battling has been absolutely inspired stuff. I've been really enjoyed it. At the moment, we're on board Double then, who is keeping pace there with YBR. YBR has got almost 7 laps younger tyres than the veteran Double there, but Double doing a very cracking job, a very good job out there in the Alfa Romeo. He hasn't stopped yet, has he? So he will be stopping. He's trying to find a sensible window to come in the pits and probably throw on a set of soft tyres, I would say. Kingdom is a 9/10. Well, it's a second behind Faxan now as well. So we've got 14 runners then out of the 19 that started. Unfortunately, we've lost both Ferraris. We've lost Gunnar, we lost Vitard, and we've lost Rocket as well. I think Gunnar will be happy to see the back end of this event. As unfortunately, he hasn't had a very good couple of days here, has he? Chucky just said, just come back from work, might check all the race. Have a good one. Well, yeah, it's been a cracker the first opening 13 laps. I think we're having a bit of a lull at the moment, haven't we? As the race has started to come down, and I gotta say, I'm glad it's calming down because that was frantic, wasn't it? Incredible races out there. So now we're going to shift into the strategy and who's going to do what, aren't they? While I would say then, of course, YBR doesn't have to stop again, nor does F1 2019, nor does Asdog, Gamer, or Van Dorn, or McVicious or Hunter, but Hunter will probably have to stop again because surely those medium tyres ain't going to get to the end. But I was completely wrong last night, so I'll probably be completely wrong here tonight. Faxan there is actually now starting to gain on seconds at the moment. Faxan is showing some speed out there, isn't he? The gap at the front is 15.2 seconds there, as Glock is now starting to pull away then after his incredible battle with F1 2019. It was really impressive stuff, wasn't it, out there? But Glock is now Glock is now just starting to stretch his legs, isn't he? I wonder how powerful the undercut is around here. But I think F1 2019 needs to start to think about getting on with it, really, isn't he? Because he's now starting to fall out of the pit window as well. It's a very slow pit lane around here. I think it's only 60 kilometers an hour, 50 kilometers an hour around here. So yeah, so it's got to. Oh, no, that was a nasty downshift there from Faxan, wasn't it? As the car seemed to struggle there with his breath. Asdog is now all over the back of his teammate in battle for 9th position. Faxan has just dropped outside DRSN as these guys are starting to come down now. As F1 2019 has just set the fast out of the race. Asdog is through and gone up into 9th position. I think a bit of team orders there as Asdog and Double are very good friends, aren't they? So I'm feeling that might have been a team orders there from Asdog. Well, when I say team orders, I think Double, the veteran, knows that the race is more than these laps basically. So he doesn't want to get involved in the battle, which he's not involved in the moment. Double is going for the long game here at the moment. He's done 13 laps on those medium tyres. The race will start to come good for him and for people like Glock and anyone else who hasn't stopped yet. And when they do stop, they will be going on to soft tyres. I have no doubt about that at all. And as now Double is now falling into the clutches of Gamer at the moment. Of course, Gamer had an incredible battle between himself and YBR. Just to note, Asdog hasn't changed his front wing, so yeah, he's going to be strong with the downforce now, isn't he? And he's going to be strong with the understeer on that car now. So that's not going to be ideal at all for Asdog into the final stage of this race. But of course, as I said about Double being a veteran, Asdog's a double. Asdog's a double. He is. Oh, and Gamer again, very squirrely on the exit there. Asdog's also a veteran in his own right as well. So yeah, so he will know how to drive around the damage there, but it's not ideal, is it? Around here, look at that, how much Gamer there is catching on that double with very worn medium compound tyres there. Gamer sneaking through then, and he does have DRS then, and he is through and up into 10th position. Gamers, remember, you also get fastest up for a pointer. You also get a point for fastest up, I should say, around the track there. So of course, but you have to finish in the top 10. You ain't gonna have any of these funny scenarios like you did in, I think it was the first ever season of Formula E, wasn't it? Where I think it was Degrassi and I think it's Degrassi and Buemi. They're just driving around the back with trying to set fast up after they went into each other, which is very, I think it's the second season actually, very odd indeed. So we don't get that in F1 now. F1 2019 is all over the back of Serious Mushroom. Mushroom is definitely going to have his focus solely on the man who was second and had a cracking old battle with Glock there. This is not ideal though, is it? As a Hunter and McVicious are also swapping positions, but Hunter's in the pits, and I wonder what tyres Hunter's going to go on then. He's going to go on another set of medium compound tyres. Well, he started on medium tyres, didn't he? So I'm wondering, he has to go on the soft tyres now, only to fulfill the rules where you have to have at least two sets of two different types of compounds during the race then. So Hunter's now on the soft tyres, and is that going to get him to the end? Well, it's going to be stretching it, isn't he? He might have to do some babysitting on those tyres. F1 2019 is side by side with Serious Mushroom, as F1 2019 is past Serious Mushroom and moved up into 5th position then. And the gap at the front is extending still there, as Droffler is currently second at the moment, 17.5 seconds back. We've also got Faxland, who is now really starting to give some aggro to Droffler in the battle for second and third position. 17.7 seconds to go at the moment between Glock and Droffler. I've got to say, Glock is, well, as the season preview was showing, Glock is a very incredible driver, isn't he? Really impressive stuff from Glock. At the moment, he's in a class of his own mode. Serious Mushroom is come into the pits then, and he is going to set on it. So Hunter was in the pits earlier on, and he's gone to a set of soft tyres. So he should be Hunter's going to be the longest on those soft tyres. But into the pits then comes the Williams driver, car 47. He's in and out, and he flies out of the pits there, and he's away. Then you can see then we've got is he going to be in front of Asdog? That's going to be very tight indeed. Look, Gamer just is still just shadowing Asdog. Serious Mushroom might come out in between Gamer and Asdog. You see, Gamer was battling for 4th position at one point as well. It's just going completely awry, hasn't it, for the Bowden driver, which is a big shame there, because it was a really incredible battle, wasn't it? Hunter got a 3-second penalty. Hunter is going to need an inspired second half of the race there to get any points from down in 40th position. But both McLarens there are not looking at getting any points at all in the first race of ALR Silver, which is a shame really, because Hunter was robbed, wasn't he? And Todd there was in 15th position, and unfortunately none of it just went well at all for the McLaren team. Now F1 2019 is now all over the back then of King's Home. So both Toro Rossos are now in a bit of a pressure cooker, aren't they? So this is going to get really interesting indeed then. And Droffler is coming into the pit, so he's rolling the dice. Is Faxland coming in as well? Yes, Faxland doesn't want to lose any time at all. King's Home can't come in the pit, so because of his teammate there. And oh my goodness me, that's how tight it is in the pit lane. So again, I think F1's by. He's buying King's Home. F1 2019 is buying King's Home. He's got a 21.1 second deficit between himself and Glock then, as they're all coming into the pits then. Remember, both Toro Rosso teammates, because they're so close on the road, they couldn't do a double stack there, could they? Faxland is coming up now, but you can see there status quo then as they come back out of the pits then, and are they going to come out in front of YBR? YBR did pit earlier on. Let's find out then. YBR, is there an undercut? It is an undercut for YBR. YBR is, look at this then, and there's Droffler coming out of the pit side, but YBR has the advantage there, doesn't he, in terms of the top speed? Is it going to go on the outside? Droffler is just going to keep it on the inside there. He is through, and that's bad news for Faxland, because Faxland would like to have got in front as well to resume his battle, but YBR does have the advantage. He has the warm tyres already, doesn't he? Well, so Droffler is just trying to get his tyres up to temperature, but remember, the tyres that come out of the blankets hotter than the ones that were on his car anyway, so warm-up shouldn't be too much of an issue. Hunter set the fast out of the race, so but currently he does not get that point as he is out of he's not in the top 10 as it stands. We've got Azdog here and Gamer, who are very close together as well. So we're now having the second round of stops, and this is where it's restarted. Into the pits comes the race leader. So the race leader is in the pits then, and as Faxland is all over the back, and no soft tires then, just absolutely fun. And look, Droffer is just pulling away there from YBR then. Faxland, look at this, he's lost a second already on this lap then. This is not ideal then, but YBR then, I don't think he's going to be able to battle too hard for this, unfortunately. And oh, he's gone to the back there. Is he alright? I think he's fine. Those wings have made quite strong over in up in Silverstone there. So YBR and Glock is an F1 2019 takes the lead, so the undercut has worked. But remember, Glock is going to have to pass F1 2019 on track now. We got a good old battle here, haven't we? We got a great battle between Gamer and Azdog, and it's getting very intense. I remember Azdog there has got damage to his front wing, and oh no, Azdog has gone into the side of him there, and unfortunately, it was a very difficult place to overtake there, and unfortunately, Azdog gets lost out there. Gamer is up into down position. Kingston coming out of the pits now then, and where is Serious Mushroom? Serious Mushroom's got by. Serious Mushroom is doing some great driving there, and he's now up into 7th position, and Kingston was dropped down to 8th position there. So the undercut working absolutely splendidly well out there. We've got the battle at the front is down already to under a tenth, under a second already. Gamer's got a 3-second penalty out there, and yeah, the gap at the front is already under a second, and Glock is got fresh soft tires, and he is the performance is just so great, isn't it? And he is just going to gain now. F1 2019 then, is he going to defend? He can't defend, he's undefendable there. Glock is through, and oh, he's gone wide there, but he's the advantage is just too great, isn't it? Even for F1 2019, who's had an absolutely splendid race, hasn't he? Glock has been superior. F1 2019 has had a courageous race, hasn't he? Has really brought this race alive in the battle for the lead. It's been really thoroughly entertaining between these two men, and you see the impressive golf in class, can't you? There's a 13-second gap between F1 2019 and Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit hasn't pitted yet, so he's still on those original set of medium tires, and he is trying to get as much advantage out as possible in the Red Bull there. So Fahrenheit they're up from 19th on the grid. It's on the 3rd position, so good racing there from Fahrenheit. On board with King's Automotive, right in front of us is is a Serious Mushroom. Right in front of Serious Mushroom is YBR. This is the battle for 5th, 6th and 7th position there. King's on there getting a bit of wash there on that front wing there, isn't he? He's had a lot of understeer. Now YBR, who's done 10 laps on the medium tires. This is Mushroom, who is on soft tires. Oh, and look at that, we had a bit of lag there, and now Serious Mushroom is through, and he is up into, or is he? He is up into 10th position. Sorry, 6th position. I don't know where I'm going with that. And now then, so Serious Mushroom is up into 6th position. YBR dropping down to 7th. King's Home is now all over the gearbox of the racing points. 3-second penalty for F1 2019 as he has a bit of trying to stick with Glock, who is now starting to pull away. So, YBR has just gone very wide there, hasn't he? Almost clipping the wall there. YBR, as he stamped on the throttle there, didn't he? He stamped on the loud pedal. YBR did to accelerate and try and minimise the mistake if possible. Got a lot of penalties now starting to really come into its own there. Lap 19 then out of 27, an incredible race then. Glock is leading by 2.3 seconds then. He has the advantage over F1 2019. He's had a superb race, hasn't he? In 3rd position is at Fahrenheit, of course, from 19th on the grid. Didn't do qualifying, but he's on a cracker race. Glock still set the fast on the race. YBR there just defending his position now in the battle for 7th and 8th. Droffer in 4th position. That will be coming net 3rd out soon. And possibly can he catch and pass F1 2019 before the end of this race there. Faxland in 5th position. Good job there, Faxland. Serious Mushroom in 6th position. We've got YBR, and as into pits comes Fahrenheit. YBR in 7th position with King's Home in 8th position. We've got Gamer in 9th. Azdog in 10th position. Van Dorn just outside the point in 11th position then. Into the pits comes Fahrenheit now then, so he's going to put on a set of soft tires, isn't he? And we're going to see where he's going to make his progress. So he's going to be fairly quick. Fahrenheit is in the final race. He's going to have the freshest tires then. King's Home there comes up into 6th position there. He passes at YBR and moves up in front of the Racing Point driver, and he is through and past then. Gamer in 8th position, Azdog in 9th position. Where is Fahrenheit? Well, he's quite a long way back. Fahrenheit is with just 8 laps to go. He's going to have an almighty final stint here. The Red Bull driver is to get in the points then, but Never say never in Formula 1 because yes, anything can happen there, as we've seen earlier on there. Just continuing on with the classification, Van Doorn is now in 10th position with Fahrenheit dropping down to 11th. He's 6.8 seconds back, 6.7 seconds back. That's more than doable. And then there's 2 seconds in front between himself and Asdog, and then 2 seconds between Asdog and Gamer. So Fahrenheit could get some decent points here. So it's not all done and dusted yet. Double in 12th position, Hunter, who's been playing catch-up throughout this race. Unfortunately, it all went awry in turn 3, didn't it, on the opening lap. It was a bit of a messy first couple of corners at the moment. He's in 30th position. McVicious there, having a cracking race, wasn't he? But unfortunately, I think after the first round of pit stops, he kind of fell out of contention there, which is a bit unfortunate there for McVicious. But that's his first race in a couple of months, and I think he's done an absolutely jolly good job there. So well done to McVicious. Then retirement, we lost FIFA Beefy. I think FIFA Beefy had got damaged there and called it a day. Rocket Tony retired on the outside of that turn there, which is a bit unusual. V-Todd there out of the race as well, with Gunnar and Razor not making it past the second turn, really. So that wasn't a very good day for them either. Kingzone is now starting to gain on the back of the Williams driver. A serious musher in the battle for 5th and 6th. This is remember, 5th gets 10 points, 6th gets 8 points. So of course it's all about points, isn't it? In Formula 1, isn't it? Points means prizes. And I think Serious Mushroom is going to be under serious pressure from Kingzone in the final stages of this race then. We've also got another battle brewing. Hunter is now in front of Doubles. Doubles coming to the pits. He is the last man. So I almost swore my tongue there. He is the last man to come in the pits, and he's going to go on a set of soft tyres and till the end of the race. I have no doubt about that, and indeed he does. Van Doorn is now bearing down to the back of Asdog. Asdog much short to extend the points here, with Fahrenheit also starting to light up the timing sheets as well on the soft compound tyres. McVicious has also got in front of Double as well, as he's dropped down to 14th position. Back on board with Kingzone. He is half a second behind at Serious Mushroom. Serious Mushroom is needs to do some serious defending then in the final stages of this race. And we got YBR in 7th position, Gamer in 8th position. Gap between themselves is 5-6. Both of them were battling for a podium earlier on in this race. Unfortunately, they came together, didn't they? And it didn't end too well for both of those drivers, which is unfortunate. But this is only the first race of the season. We've got 20 more races to go of ALR Silver, the first ever ALR Silver race. And it's been a cracker, hasn't it? Glock has really not had it all his own way, has it? But I think his strategy calls in qualifying really helped him. And Serious Mushroom is now starting to defend. As you can see, he was starting to hug the pit wall very early on there, wasn't he? So yeah, Serious Mushroom really feeling the heat from Kingzone. And Kingzone there is still 5/10 of a second back then, but he is bearing down that slipstream and DRS, and maybe a bit of hers in there as well. Kingzone, so of course, remember, you can use hers to defend and attack. So that's going to be an interesting battle as well. But I think the Kingzone, it's only a matter of rather than if than when, isn't it? Between the battle for Kingzone and Serious Mushroom. There's also the battle here. Van Doorn is in 10th position. Van Doorn, I think, was also had a bit. Unfortunately, came around from around this turn here a couple of laps ago. Well, more than a couple of laps ago now. It was a while ago, wasn't it? The Van Doorn and Asdog, the Van Doorn came together. That's unfortunate there for Van Doorn. He's in the 10th position, and we got Kingzone then, and Serious Mushroom. And now this is where it's coming to head now. Then not long to go in this race. Then back on board with Kingzone. He is less than half a second back. Then McVicious getting a penalty then, and down in 13th position. So Van Doorn and Asdog there are going to be coming nose to tail in the not so distant future as well. But we'll focus on this battle for now, and it is Serious Mushroom and Kingzone. And got to say, Serious Mushroom on a cracking race. Fact Fun's an incredible race as well. Same with Droffer, F1 and Glock. That's the top 6. YBR and Gamer 7th and 8th position. Asdog is now feeling the pressure of Van Doorn, isn't he? And now as they come out of turn 18 then for the 22nd time then, we're on board with Kingzone then. He was a bit too far back last time around. This time Mushroom is defending full his worth. He's gone to the middle of the track then, but it might be done and dusted. It is done and dusted. Serious Mushroom dropping down to 6th. Kingzone moves up in the 5th position, and you can see them parking the car in an absolute perfect place there. And that is that then, or is it? Because Serious Mushroom now sticking in the slipstream there. Is he going to have a look there? No, Serious Mushroom there just just keeping, just following him through the corner then. And I wonder if Serious Mushroom would be happy to get some decent points then for the Williams team then. On board with Van Dorn, and this is the second battle that was brewing up. And behind us is a Fahrenheit. Where is he? There he is. Fahrenheit is incredibly close, and he might. So then he has had an incredible couple of laps, hasn't he? It was 5 seconds, wasn't it? It's down to 6 tenths a second. Then. So Van Dorn is now was hoping to get by Aston probably quicker than what Fahrenheit was to catch up on it. That is not happened now because Fahrenheit is just is basically just crawled up behind him, cruised up behind him. He's on a completely different tyre compound here, and you can see, look at the purchase that Fahrenheit has got there. He's got to make sure he doesn't drive into the back of Van Dorn now. And as you can see, because the acceleration is so much better, isn't it, for the Red Bull driver? As he's got some fresh tyres, and Van Dorn then is on the outside. We got Fahrenheit who's on the inside. Fahrenheit is going to go on the inside. He is through, and up into 10th position then. As you can see then, I think this Fahrenheit just wants to get out of the way, get these two cars sorted out, and then going to continue on his way then. Serious Mushroom is still in DRS range of King Zone, so it's not all done and dusted, is it, for 5th and 6th position yet. We're keeping on that battle as they are in DRS range at the moment. This battle here might be more clear cut and dry, or whatever the saying is. We got components there from Mushroom and for King's Zone, but it must have gone a bit wider in turn 2. Asdog's got some speed in that Alfa Romeo, hasn't he? So he is going to be proving very difficult to overtake in the straight line, but I think it might be in the corners where Fahrenheit might just drive around the outside of him. We might find the answer now. Asdog is still in position mode. He is going to be fighting to now. Remember, he has drew a lot of this race without half his wing. He's lost an end plate at the right hand side, the end plate of the whatever car he's showing. It's the Alfa Romeo, isn't it? And Asdog there is not giving up. It's not giving an inch for Fahrenheit there. Is using the fresh tyres. He is through and up into 9th position. Fahrenheit's had a cracking drive from 19th on the grid up into 9th position, and that's 10 positions he's gained. Impressive driving from Fahrenheit. Really has been a very cool race indeed. Yellow flag in 1 and 2 because McFishers and Hunter has gone off, and McFishers has been disqualified. Hunter has had a problem there. McFishers has been disqualified from the race there for driving the wrong way. So McFishers is out of this race, unfortunately. Van Dorn there is going to go on the inside. Then we've got a yellow flag in 1. I think it's still for McFishers' car just trying to get out of the way. Faxland is in 6 tenths of a second from draft. That's a problem with the Red Bull. That's a problem with the Red Bulls. And Fahrenheit he's had a problem, has he? I'm not sure. Let's take a look, see what's happened. The car is still in one piece, but he is not too far away from this battle here. Faxland is now wild in DRS race. McFishers left the session, then he is out of the race, and he had a good race up until where he got the score for driving the way. So hopefully, I think he could hang his head. No, he can hold his head high there. And then as Fahrenheit then is. Look at Asdog, he's going to come from a long way back here. No, not quite. I thought he was going to maybe stick his nose on the inside there. Oh, look, Van Dorn there going over the turn 2 there. And now then he has got a lot of momentum, hasn't he, to come through turn 3. 3 laps to go in this race. And, look, Asdog there is trying to just force that one. No, Van Dorn is through. He's passed and moved up into 10th position. Asdog has dropped down to 11th. Or has he? No, he has to, because he's got a slippery car. See, he's back through. He is back through. And Van Dorn has dropped back down into 11th position then. Hunter is in the pits, and so Hunter is going front and set of soft tyres. I'm wondering if he's trying to take the fastest lap away from Glock there. Glock is going for the full house in the first race here in the Silver League. It's been impressive drive from Glock there, hasn't it? It really has. Faxland would love to get on the podium there, wouldn't it? Of course, penalties dependent, but he would like to get in front of Droff as quickly as he can. We're on lap 26 out of 27. This is going to be a barnstorming finish. Van Dorn there is trying to go on the outside. He has braked a lot later. Where is Asdog? Asdog is still through, still there. He is still in 10th position now. Van Dorn is still in 11th then. We got a 2/10 of a second battle because here it is, and Faxland is just right behind Drossland, and this is the battle for third and fourth position. This is the final battle for the podium. I think Van Dorn is also really. You can see that he is at 6 seconds back at the moment. Coming around the final turn now, then he will have DRS, and Faxland is. Oh my goodness, I don't know where to look. Here we're going to look here for the minute then, and Faxland is still in third. Still in still in the fourth position mode. Van Dorn is still too far back. Is he going to have a lunge here? I think he was just trying to distract Asdog there to see if Asdog would go defensive and compromise his exit there, but no such thing happened there. Back, this has been brewing, hasn't it? Faxan has got the bit between his teeth, hasn't he, in the Haas there. Oh, he's got a bit wide there. He's lost momentum there, Faxan has. And he's going to have to wait, isn't he? He's going to have to wait a couple of corners to get himself back into it. But Asdog is not giving up this position. We're on the final lap. Glock is on the final lap of this Russian Grand Prix, the first ever silver race of ALR. And it's been a cracker. It's been a doozy, hasn't it? And but Asdog wants to finish this race in a 10th position there. I think a lot of drivers would be quite disappointed though. As he had high hopes in the Hunter there, unfortunately down in 13th position today. I've been one to drive the most disappointed. Asdog might be another Fahrenheit. It's had a cracking race. Gamer and YBR might be a bit disappointed with how things played out in the end. Serious Mushroom has had a good race as well. Kingzone Faxan, very impressive indeed then. F1 Droffer, F1 2019, impressive stuff as well. But Glock has really been brilliant, hasn't he? On board then with Van Dorn. You can see Droffer's got another penalty there, so he might struggle to keep third position then. Just taking a look to see what the leader is. The leader's on the back straight then, so we've got to keep an eye. Now then, this is going Van Dorn's the last chance to go into turn 2. And you can see then he is now, I think he was pumping up the earth, wasn't he? And he is pumping up the earth. Look at this, now he left the earth out. And look at this, he's gaining. He is through, he is turning up to the max. He is past Asdog and moved up into 10th position then. So Van Dorn's in 7th position. He has compromised his exit there, coming out of turn 2, but I think Van Dorn should have it covered. He does have it covered, and I think they are away. Glock comes through the final corner and he wins the Russian Grand Prix. An incredible drive from Glock today. Really impressive. Faxan is through and passed off and moved up into 4th position. F1 2019 is going to come through to finish second then, and what I'd say has been a great race between Glock and F1 2019. Now who's going third? It might go back to penalties. Faxan, I've got to say, he's done an incredible job today, hasn't he? He is coming through to finish in 3rd position. Here comes car 31. Final corner now. And he comes through third. Or does he? We'll find out now. He does finish third. Droffer is in 4th position. And I got to say, I might get slated after this race. We'll say his name wrong throughout. But Kingdome is in 5th position. Serious Mushroom, it goes on the 5th end. So penalties has really helped Serious Mushroom then. YBR finishes in 7th position. Gamer will be in 8th position. I think it'll be very disappointing for YBR and Gamer because they were battling for podium, weren't they, before they came together in 8th position. But look at this. No, Fahrenheit finishes 8th position. He's had a cracking drive, hasn't he? Van Dorn is coming through to finish in 10th position, and Asdog in 11th position then. Wow, what an incredible drive. And Glock there, impressive drive today. I got to say, he's had the full house. Pole position, fastest up, and the race win itself, I think, as far as I can tell. And Glock is, I think Glock is loving it because he had an awesome race of 2019, didn't he? That first stint was absolutely amazing, wasn't it? It was mesmerising, brilliant driving all the way. Brilliant driving from both first drivers. That was incredible stuff. Glock then is off the mark with a race win and pole position and race win then. Very impressive stuff. F1 2019 finished second in the end after a valiant battle as well. He had a great start, didn't he? And it was a brilliant battle between himself and Glock. And Faxland, an impressive third position as well in the Haas there. He really battled up. Let's take a look at the final classification, shall we, from the Russian Grand Prix. And there as well, and also Faxan showing he is Mr. Clean and consistent, isn't he? With no penalties at all. Glock from pole position to checker flag, and I think he also got fastest up as well. Brilliant stuff there. F1 2019 was from second to second, but my goodness me, had a cracking race between himself and Glock. Faxland, as I said, Mr. Clean, impressive stuff there. Droffer in a 4th position, which I've completely butchered his name, I think. Mushroom in 5th position there, from 13th to 5th. Nicely done. Kingzone 6, YBR 7th with Fahrenheit 8th. Cracking drive from Fahrenheit. Gamer 9th, Asdog 10th with Van Dorn 11th. 12th position was double in 113 FIFA. Rockatoni, Vitard, Gruner, Razor, and McVicious all failed to finish this first race of ALR Silver. Wow, an absolutely stupendous race that really was. We're hoping to have an interview then with the top 3 drivers then as we want to hear their thoughts in what and how that race went down. I've just read that unfortunately Glock doesn't have a microphone for the interviews, but it was a great race and plenty of respect as well. Hopefully many more battles like that. Amen to that, Glock. Amen to that. So a cracking drive from Glock. Unfortunately we can't hear from him, but definitely that was definitely an impressive race. It was F1 2019. First time speaking to you. How's it going, pal? No problem at all. If don't worry, your English is a lot better than mine. Anyway, but absolutely cracking race today. You and Glock was absolutely mesmerising. Glock showed his respects in the comments there as well. I think he enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was cracking. There was a whisker between you two, and I don't know how you went side by side in the in some of those corners. I had my eyes closed. I was hiding behind a pillow. Impressive stuff. So how did you find it though? Your first race in ALR. It sounded pretty good. Fantastic stuff. Thanks for well, absolutely been a pleasure watching you race today. And Glock, it was brilliant stuff. Thank you for joining us, F1 2019. I'm looking forward to seeing more action on track with you next week. So looking forward to that. Well done, pal. I know, amen, and hopefully that continues throughout the season. Amen to that. Thank you, F1. Brilliant stuff indeed. Unfortunately, I don't think Faxan will be joining us. Who was our final podium finisher tonight. Absolutely splendid race that was. The first ever race in silver, and my goodness me, it was a doozy, wasn't it? Glock there might have got the full house there, but he had to earn it, didn't he? As F1 29 pushed him all the way as well. Faxan had an incredible battle with both the Toro Rossos, and I got to say there was a bit of bedlam in the opening couple of laps. A bit of some huge smashes, which is exactly what you expect in Russia. Thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic. I'd say that's been a brilliant success so far. A Hunter said, "Can he cry?" Unfortunately, it wasn't a successful Hunter in his first race back in ALR. We'll see you on Sunday night as gold will return for the second race in China, which will be on at 6:30 UK time. Silver will return next Monday at 7:30 UK time as well. And of course, we're also in China as well. So we've got a double dose of China. But from now, it's goodbye.